All right. Happy Sunday to all. It is, I believe, the 6th of May. Don't make me a liar here. I'm sorry. See, the 7th of May. Completely forgot about Saturday. And we are back here on the channel in X-Plane, doing another one for you. Capital G, capital O, capital D. Thank you for blessing me up and waking me up. Awesome morning with my wife, children. Big up to you, my lovely wife, and all my children are home today, thank goodness. And on board with you guys, we got my boy Greenlight Auto Brokers in the house, who's flying with us. My Real G Coffee of Sorts is in the house. What up with you? My man Greg to the Hill is in the house. He is also flying with us as well on our journey over to Minneapolis, St. Paul. If you want to hurry up and get your simulator turned on and put that route in right there, you can join us as well. Really simple route. And guys, yeah, we about to get it in here. Sim time is 1300. I started to do more of a night flight, but I still have Peeps and all that good stuff in Minneapolis, St. Paul, so I like to see it in the daytime as I come in. There's some landmarks we'll be pointing out, like the Mall of America, the big IKEA building, and it is the land of 10,000 lakes, so that's what's up. Coffee says he's practicing the Su-25 Tango in DCS right now. And by the way, guys, it's a treat for you, because after this stream, we're doing one leg, Phoenix to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Then I'll be jumping into DCS immediately following the X-Plane stream. So today is a double header. That's right. We're hitting it up with the 2-piece and a biscuit, because we're going to be doing DCS after we do X-Plane. So that's what's up, guys. Don't mind me. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to get this flight done. And it doesn't look like we have any ATC, but once we got the homies flying on, that's even better, because you guys know without a shadow of doubt that the boom room will be 100% open for business on this flight. That's right. So if you join up quick, because I'm going to go through the startup procedure and get everything crack-a-lacking for you guys, man. So welcome aboard, everybody. Of course, let's go ahead and jump on the aircraft. And for this part, we're going to go ahead and shut the music off, because we don't need any music at this time, so I can walk through this. I like to do all my flights in a tutorial fashion, where if nobody's flown this plane before and they come watch any of my streams, they can see how it comes from cold and dark until the part where we're landing and arriving into our destination airport. So let's get going here. So first and foremost, you guys know this is the Flight Factor 757-300. This is a real flight at the real gate for Delta Airlines, and you can see we are in a cold and dark state here. Let's get these armrests up, so we won't be needing that. Okay, we're verifying the parking brake is set, and the throttles, of course, are most certainly in the idle position, guys, and we are in a cold and dark state. So let's go ahead and grab this tablet, because there's a few things we're going to want to do as we get the airplane initialized to get up out of here. One of those things is performing maintenance on the plane. You always want to do this. You could do this while before you load the plane, but not after, but we'll go ahead and take care of it now. As you see here, we're in the ground operations on the electronic flight bag. We are going to hit this maintenance tab, and you can see down here, maintenance has been successfully performed. So you want to do that in case you're wondering if the plane is going to have any failures. With this being done, the likelihood of anything happening is going to be slim to none, which is what we want for our passengers. That's what we want in real life, right? Alright, so let us jump about 210 pasajeros on here, and that pretty much gives it the full load. Couple of seats missing. Our cargo weight, I believe I put on the flight plan, is 12,000 pounds. So let's get 12,000 pounds going on, man. And the fuel weight that we need for this flight in this Boeing 757-300 is going to be, and I added an extra 1,000 pounds of fuel, of course, for comfort, is 31,735 pounds of fuel. So let's just make it 31,740. I'm a round them up type of guy. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, before we can load this bad boy up, y'all, we need to most certainly, oh, look. Wow, all this stuff is on. I didn't even know. Gate config, fuel truck, chocks. I like that. I didn't even put that stuff there. Normally you have to click it, so make sure your loader unit. But I guess as I started putting this in, if you do that first, it will automatically do that. Then you're also going to want to do optimize center of gravity. And I click on it twice and keep clicking it. Once it's done clicking, this is technically how the plane should be loaded for the most optimal center of gravity. So we got 210, 12,000 pounds of cargo weight, along with 31,740 pounds of fuel. Now the other thing that we need to make sure is that the doors are open. So we are going to open the doors. Now the doors are open. Left front and the forward and aft cargo open. So now we can come here and we can basically start loading the plane. So loading plane, please wait. Of course, in the spirit of that as well, guys, we're going to come up top and make sure everything is good to go here. Let's snake on up here like so. Open the battery. Boom. Get that closed. Standard or standby power on. Let's get the buses all squared away. Let's get the left and right utility bus going on. And then now, of course, we can introduce the ground power. Let's get the IRS's aligning into the, oops, I hope it didn't mess it up. Hate when it does that. Into the nav position. On DC, on DC. It should be fine. We're in the, let's see. Let's cycle it all the way off and then go back to the nav. There we go. On DC, and let's get this brake crack-a-lack in there as well. And we also need to get our position light on, and just because we can, we're going to get the logo light on there. So at this point, okay, align, align, align. That's what we want to see there. So they're all aligning right now, the 3 IRSs. We could come to the FMC, of course, and do our position initialization. And we are departing out of Phoenix, and here shortly we get the radio on it, so we can do some boom boom comms checks, but I'll check it on 122.8 first. Our GPS position is this one right here. So let's throw that bad boy in, and let us double check we don't have anything here. So the IRSs are going to 100% be aligning now. Boom, boom, boom. And we'll leave this alone for now as those IRSs are aligning. Of course, now we need to come and start our Pack X, because you guys know I will forget, and then we'll check the boom boom room. So let's come right over here to the menu, start the flight. Here it is, Phoenix MSP 33,000 Delta 318. That's about right for takeoff. And 757-300, 210 passengers. We will be having in-flight entertainment, of course, and the aircraft is equipped with Wi-Fi. And let's get our standard music. I still got some other files. I just need to change them to the WAV formats. Let me see if it can. Yeah, it's the only ones it's going to take is the WAV file. So I got to switch a couple other ones on there. So we'll go motivational. Open that bad boy up. Bada bing, bada boom. Now you guys should be 100% motivated. All right, let's see who we got cracking. Drew Stone, the weatherman, is in the house. Big up to you, Drew. Good to see you, man. Haven't seen you for a hot minute. I hope you're doing well, Drew, and we'll get ready to start the first Monday of 4 tomorrow. So far, so good, guys. In the meantime, while we're getting everything initialized, actually, before we do that, let's go down and check on the fellers. And let's see here. We'll keep this boom boom room, and we'll switch this side over to 1228. And let's get one of those old rusty dusty comms checks. See, it still says it's not receiving. Okay, it's got to be up to receive, so let's do it that way. And comms check 122.8.
Yo, my 5.
I appreciate you for flying along, fellas.
Always a pleasure to fly with Dre.
All right, y'all. Drew Stone's giving us the METAR there. Thank you, Drew. Winds are out of the west, 7 gusting. It looks like 14 knots, so that ought to make for a Wonderful departure there. We'll be taking runway 25 right, which was pretty standard for this field. And we can start initializing our route as well now that we got the Pack X on and crack-a-lackin'. Thank you for doing that as always, Drew. So we'll come right over here to the route and let's start getting it in. Let's see here, KMSP. And as it stands on the flight plan, we are expecting runway 12 right. Of course, I'll check that METAR right now as well, right before we get into the part where we need to check it. So we got that crack-a-lackin' in there. MSP is verified with our destination. Our origin is K Phoenix. Route is going to be a company route, of course, because I'm using the real filings and the real flight level of 330 for this 757. If you check FlightAware, the most recent filing, this is pretty much what they fly. Delta 318, let's go with departure. And we're going to be departing on runway 25 right. And let me pull up the flight plan. Alright. Okay, so the Marble one or Marlboro one, I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's nonetheless what we're taking here. This situation right here, and we're going to be transitioning to JARPA. And runway 25 right. So we'll go ahead and execute that. On to the next page, and there it is. And then after JARPA, we're going direct to Rattlesnake, Romeo Sierra Kilo. And of course, if you want to check which one it is, it's usually the top one. But North 57 and Easterling 25. So what I always do, just to be on the safe side, I always pull up the old rusty dusty flight plan and I check that. So Rattlesnake 109.65 is for the VOR. North 57. Okay, and see that? It's a good thing I did check it. It's the second one. It's 3644 West 108. So in this case, guys, I'm so glad I didn't just pick the first one. It's actually the second one, and I'm verifying that here on my flight plan. So that's exactly what you want to do. So it's most certainly the second one and not the first one. And I'm so glad that we decided to check that, guys, because otherwise we would have been getting some misinformation there. Then on to another VOR, which is Delta Victor Victor. And that one is no issue there. Okay, after Delta Victor Victor, we're going to be doing a Jetway 114. And then we'll exit Juliet 114 at the VOR of Sierra November Yankee. Sierra November Yankee. And I also suggest, you know, a lot of these VORs have different names other than the 3-character identifier. So for example, DVV, the name of DVV is Mile High. VOR in the Sierra November Yankee VOR is actually Sydney. Just in case ATC gives it to us, then we'll know what to do. Then we're going to go direct to Alpha November Whiskey, which is Ainsworth. So there is a way that you can check all your waypoints out, because ATC may reference them as their actual name. And see, here's another one. So let's go ahead back down to the flight briefing here and check that. And Ainsworth is North 42. So that's all I look for, really, is the first one. See here, North 42, West 99. Boom, that's it.
Make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers.
So bye, y'all.
Also be sure that the aisle is
and then
clear
after
and
that,
down,
we're
so
going to be going direct to
you're seated in an emergency exit row.
Foxtrot Sierra Delta, which is Sioux Falls.
Safety card provided for you. Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that we
no issue there. Then we get right into our arrival. So let's just execute that.
We do ask that laptops,
and now that we're going to get into our arrival, let's go ahead and double check to see what the actual METAR is there for you wonderful folks. Just gonna also put the Phoenix METAR in there just because we don't have ATC and I can go back and reference everything. And then now let's put the METAR in for Minneapolis, St. Paul. And yep, so the wind's 240 at 4 knots, so we can still stick with runway 120. Honestly, with that heading, to me, the runways, the 30s make more sense. That's only, 60 knots off versus if we land on runway 12, that's over 120 knots off. So I'm going to probably plan in for, instead of 12 right, maybe we'll do 30 left. Let's take a look at that really quick, because my flight plan is giving me 12 right, but I'm not quite sure that this heading here, it's closer to the 30. So let's look and take a look and see what we got referencing that. So let's pull up our charts here. All right, airport information, and again we're departing on the Marble 1. Let's get an idea where we're at. Taxi should be really easy. We're going to take Charlie down to Romeo, and there's 25 right, so that's easy. We could even come up here and take Tango, but we'll just, probably go, yeah, we might even come Charlie, Tango, and then do a left onto Delta and come all the way down and merge onto Romeo. So we'll see which one that we do. Otherwise, we can take a real easy taxi. We'll just go straight Charlie, Romeo, and gives us to the base of the runway. So we might also do that as well. So who knows? Let's go ahead and pull in the departure. We said that's the Marble 1. So here it is. And we're transitioning to JARPA. So let's get an idea where we're departing that on. And obviously, here's JARPA here. And we're going to be getting direct to Marble, and of course we're going to be doing runway 25 right, so we're going to be departing out to the west, of course the same direction we're facing, and you can see that we'll be direct to Wivla and then make our turn here, which looks to be Herview, right out to Z-Dog, Oxygen, Z-Lub, onto the Marble and on up, so that looks to be pretty copacetic there. Let's now go and get Minneapolis St. Paul pulled in. All right, Minneapolis St. Paul, what you got for us? We're going to do the airport, of course. Do the airport info. And let's look and see what gate this plane parks at. So the real flight is Delta Airlines 1179. That's what I'm referencing. And gate G18. So let's look, and that's going to depend on how we arrive. So we're looking for gate Golf 18. Let me write that down. Okay, so the Golf Concourse, I believe, is on this side of the field. And this is the 30 left side. So we'll try to land 30 left. And Golf 18 is right here. Okay. We're going to pull straight in right there, so we'll plan on 30 left. Now, let's also be responsible enough to pull in the arrival to see if Torgi is in fact set up for the 30s. Otherwise, we might have to switch it up. Let's see. See, these are pretty much set up for the 12s. But it can also do 30 right and 30 left. So the Torgi is pretty universal. So we are going to be picking 30 left because to me those wings make sense. But the cool thing is we can stay on the same arrival and still have any of the airports, whether it's southeast or northwest landing. And I'm planning on a northwest landing here. And I'm picking 30 left just because
our flight time will be roughly
30 left is on the side where the G gates are at, which is right down here. So there's 30 left. We can reconfirm that once again here. So we'll be coming in 30 left here and back taxi on Alpha or Bravo, whichever, to get to our active parking gate. The other side of the field with 30 right or 12 left would service the Charlie sides, but we're going to be coming, so to speak, on the west side of the field, the southwest side of the field, if you will. So that's it. So now that we've got that figured out, and we're saying 30 right is going to be our landing, of course, is what we're saying. So that'll be from to Irv. So let's see what initial approach fix we're going to get here. Might just be a downwind type of situation. So let's look for our approaches here, and we're doing, like we said, 30 right. And let's see, so we should be coming, let's look and see how it puts us. Is it have us on a let's see, or was I supposed to be doing 30 left? Let me double check that again. Okay, so it's 30 left. Good thing I double checked that, man. I was like, something about the 30 right didn't sound right. So we actually want 30 left. Okay, so we'll just do, to make it easy, let's see, Hapton right here, and then we can come in that way. We'll just do Hasty as the initial approach fix for us. Let's see, 30 left. Jenny then on track 121, and let's see. Yeah, that's good. 121, that'll be exactly downwind, basically, from 301. So we'll do Hasty as our initial approach fix on 30 left, guys. So now we got a plan. Let me check you guys out here and see what's crack-a-lackin'. Spawning is in the house. Appreciate you for checking in, Spawning. And can't wait to fly with you again, my G. So now we can come right back in here to our departure. And then we need to go index. Now we're going to go arrival. And we're going to do the Torgy 3. It's going to be a Swan transition, ILS 30 left. And we said we're going to take 30 left from Hasty. So we'll have to vector ourselves. Let's execute that. Let's go to our legs now and re-verify everything for a 25 right departure. There's Rattlesnake, DVV, and also what you want to do is be checking these distances to make sure we did in fact put the ones that needed. They all make sense. 12, boom, 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 103. All the mileage is making sense there. That also re-verifies our correct selection of those ones that were in question. Okay, so after Foxtrot Sierra Delta, we go right on to the transition point of Swan here. Okay, so let's execute that. Then of course down we should be getting a vectors. Okay, so vectors, then Hasty. So this is where we want to put Hasty in, because we'll just be on that 121 that we saw. And everything looks pretty good, guys. And then of course it should reference our missed approach, which here's where the hold is at. And there it gives that. So we've got everything. We are straight. Yeah, Spawning says, yo, Dre, I'm tempted to load up. Load up, man. Don't be scared. Don't be scared at all. All right, so you guys see we got that squared away. Now, we need to reference how long the runway is for 25 right. 25 right is 10,300 feet. So we can most certainly take this thing off in flaps 5. And if it doesn't like that, it'll let us know. So let's go ahead and put that in there. Our reserve fuel, according to our rusty dusty flight plan, is stand by for confirmation. Okay, final reserve, they've got us to the alternate of 6,900, so we'll just go for 6. If you put it too close, sometimes you'll get an error. Cruising altitude is going to be flight level 330. Let me double check that in the flight Plizan. That's it. And if you look at FlightAware, that's the real altitude that they fly. And we're doing 75 here. And there you go. Let's go to our takeoff now and throw in flaps 5, and hopefully we get something good there. Let's do our center of gravity. There's our trims. And the outside temperature is 23 degrees. And we'll select our speeds on. And 152. You know what? Let's choose a different flaps. I don't like that speed. So we are going to go flaps 15 for this takeoff, guys. So let's switch this. That's a little bit better. So let's do flaps 15 departure, guys. And there you go. Everything looks good. Our trims, of course, nothing's changed. 3.5 on the trims, 23 degrees Celsius. Here's a rotate speed of 152, preceded by a V1 of 143, followed by a V2 of 161, guys. So now what we can do is slide over here, put this on the legs page, and we'll keep this there. And let's keep getting this aircraft ready. There is no ATC, so we will just put it in the VNAV mode and set this all the way up for flight level 330, but we'll still climb in the VNAV mode since we have fellow pilots flying with us. We need flight directors both on, and of course we need to set the runway heading, which is 258. So let's get this heading here set for 258. Just on the off chance something goes wrong and we got to take the aircraft. And from there we can go LNAV, arm the VNAV, and it's already up there on our primary flight display. Both flight directors are on. The altimeter is 29908, and so we can go ahead and throw that in here. Now this one is a little bit primitive, not all fancy. It's just got an old little dial here. Let's see what I say, 29988. 29988. We also have to come to this side because they're not tied in together and do 29988. And there's one more to do, of course. (29988), and there we go, guys. We can put the ILS information in the air, so I'm not going to be tripping on that because we got plenty of stuff we can do. Let's double click this and it should say plane is loaded once we go back to the ground operations, and it does. Plane is loaded. Let's verify our fuel of 31.7 on board, and it's got 30.7. Let me make sure that don't look right, man. We needed 31 and it's got 30. See, 15 and 15. Why did it stop at 30? I'm curious. I'm curious why it stopped at 30. Yeah, that's about, you know, yeah, that's still lower than I wanted. 30.7, that's exactly 1,000 pounds lighter than I wanted it to be, but I added 1,000 pounds of fuel in there. But even our reserves is predicated on 31,000 pounds of fuel, so I'm just curious why she only gave us that amount of fuel. Let me see something here. So we asked for 31,740. Says plane is loaded, but it's only, see, 31.7. Plane is loaded. So I'm trying to figure out for the life of me. Fuel truck was there. I mean, I still think we'll be okay. It's just 1,000 pounds, but it says total. It's only giving us 30. So it's 1,000 pounds under what I expected. So. Alright, well, if we get any messages on that, we'll know why. I'm not tripping too hard on it. It's still the fuel that we need for our en route fuel is 21,011. Then we need to our contingency, or to our alternate, we need another 3,000 pounds of fuel. So that still gets us to 24. And then our alternate is another 3. 24 plus 3 is 27. So we still have enough fuel even to meet those. even with a little bit of fuel to fly around, so we're not tripping. But again, guys, that's why you need to check your flight plan versus everything that is given you here. Our landing elevation in the Minneapolis area is going to be... Landing elevation is 823, so let's get that in here now. We said 823, so we can go right there, and then let's put our pressurization into the auto position. And guys, what we can do now is go ahead and start the APU. We'll turn that bottom fuel pump on, and we'll also get the doors closed up now. So let's come down here and get the doors closed up. We can just go close all. And as far as the ground is concerned, we can do chocks, get rid of fuel truck, we'll leave it gate configuration, we'll get rid of the loader unit. And while the APU is continuing to start up, let's go get our better pushback. Crack-a-lackin'. Let's see. This is a tricky one here. There's that little ramp. So we'll have it pushed back just like this. That's not touching anything.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Okay, roger that. And we'll look and see if that APU is running. There goes the APU generator. We're also going to put these generators, even though they're not on, that's the way sometimes I miss it, on startup. And now we can get all of our fuel pumps on. And it looks like we got 100 pounds of fuel in the middle, so we'll just turn these center pumps on just in case. It'll let us know if we need to turn it off. And now we can actually come up here and be verified that the APU is in fact running. Okay, here's the APU. RPMs are at 100%, and exhaust gas temperature is reporting oxygen pressure as well. So we know the APU's on, so we can definitely get rid of the external power. And now we can come here and go back here one more again and get rid of this gate configuration and the GPU. Alright, there we go. Let's get rid of this. And now we can continue to get the airplane all configured. Let's go ahead and call for that pushback to come. Oops.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Okay, let's get our yaw damper on. Let's get all our hydraulics on, man. And now we can get the no smoking and auto seat belts on, and we need to get the APU bleed on, open up the isolation valve. That is taken care of. Let's get our red beacon on. Now you can 100% see the gates pushing back. I think again we'll just taxi Charlie Romeo. Okay, and as that's hooking up, we don't have ATC, so let's go ahead and get our transponder on. TARA 2200. We have our frequency programmed in here
Okay, all
just
doors
fine.
and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
And we're going to do a little magic trick over here. Let's get this to 1228 over here as well. That way we can just switch back and forth boom boom room once we get in the air, but always be monitoring what we need to hear. Okay, that's good there, guys. Take a look at you guys. Counter-Strike's in the house. He says, bro, Brazil loves you. Andy Black is in the house. What's up with you, man? Aviation Geek is in the house. What's good with you, my G? Thanks for checking in, homie. Hope you guys are all doing well, and we are getting ready to get out of here for an on-time departure. Flaps 15 departure on a 10,000-foot runway, 25, right?
And bypass pin and circuit. Release parking brake.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and release the parking brake. Parking brake is released.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Okay, roger that. Alright, for you wonderful folks, let me go ahead and get the
Skyper traffic, this is American 1877.
flight control on.
Pushing back from Bravo 14. We'll be taxiing via hotel for departure or 26. Sky Harbor.
Alright.
Skyward South PX, Southwest 5044, final approach.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and
Okay,
tight
we're
across
pushing
your
back.
lap.
Let's go ahead and light them up.
Insert the metal fittings
Okay,
into
we've
one
got
another.
LNAV, VNAV
by pulling on the loose
selected.
end
We'll
of
get
the
our
strap.
clock started upon departure.
Release the seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle.
Turn our panel up, our
In the
floods
event
up.
that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep
Alright,
your
let's
seatbelt
come up
fastened
top,
in case of unexpected
and
turbulence.
bleeds are
There are
on,
several
isolation
emergency
valve
exits
is
on this
open,
aircraft.
everything else
Please
is
take a few
off. We
moments
can
now
also
to
get our
locate
window
your
heats
nearest
on now.
exit. In some
Before we
cases,
go
your
for
nearest
engine
exit
start.
may be behind you.
Bada bing,
If we
bada
need to
boom.
evacuate the aircraft,
Everything
floor-level
is looking
lighting
good
will
here,
guide you
guys.
towards
Let's
the
go
exit.
ahead for start
In the
on
event
the
of
left
a
engine.
decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask
Sky
towards
Harbor
you.
traffic.
Place it firmly over your nose
Okay,
and
we
mouth.
got-
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Pushing back
Tighten
from
the
parking
strap
brake.
if necessary.
We'll be
Gate
back
open,
runway
close,
25
right,
Above the
parking brake up.
Connecting to stand by.
7, down
If you're
Echo,
traveling
Echo
with a child or
13.
someone who requires assistance,
Okay, we can go ahead and
carry
throw
your
that
mask
fuel
on
in now.
first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to remove it.
You can see
In the
that
event that the pilot
bad boy
decides to
coming
take
up.
us for a swim, a fashionable life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces for manual inflation.
Okay, you can see
Each
N1
vest
still
is
coming
equipped
up.
with a whistle and light. If necessary, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Tow is disconnected
We
and
remind
white
you that
gas
this
bin
is
has
a
been removed.
non-safety
Hand
flight.
signal on the left.
Tampering with,
We'll see you next
disabling,
time
or
and have a
destroying
safe
the
flight.
smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited
Now you can
by
also
law.
verify the
All of
engine's
this
on because the
information
generator's
and more can be
connected.
found in the safety card located in the seat back
And now
in
it's
front
in
of
the
you.
auto
We
position.
suggest reading this and let us know if you have any
And go ahead and
questions.
start that right
Thank
engine.
you for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Okay, N2. We're looking for it to be right around 21. Or right around this magenta line, which is 21. There we go. Alright, and I got the real engine noises that are in there. Okay, and our better pushback joint is being disconnected. Get it on the map there.
Sky Harbor,
Love you, baby.
Southwest 5044, full
You can see our nice departure there.
8 minutes to touchdown, runway 26.
And look, we're still not getting enough pressure out of that fuel tank there, so we'll just turn these middle ones off. I told you it would tell us. And we've got a start, good start on both engines. We can still leave the APU generator connected, and we can now get rid of that APU generator. And of course, let's come up top, and we'll turn this bleed off, close the isolation valve, get the right and left engine bleeds, and get the packs into the auto position. Get our trim air and recirculation fans going on, and we also need to put the temps here in the auto position for a comfortable ride. Okay, those are all good and stable. You can see the temperatures there are all reading there. Window heat is on, seat belts, and no smoking is in the auto. We do have our pressurization also into the auto 2 mode there, as well as we verified the fuel pumps are on, buses are tied, electric hydraulic pumps are on. APU is 100% extinguished. The left and right bleeds are on. Once again, re-verifying packs are in the auto position, and we are fully aligned along with the emergency lights armed and where they should be. Let's go ahead and get our flight controls check happening now. So we're going to come back here and click on this right button here, and we're going to go full up, pull down, aileron left, aileron right, neutral, and rudder right, and rudder left. We are doing a flaps 15 takeoff, so let's go ahead and select it to flaps 15. Boom, boom, and boom. Okay, we've selected flaps 15. We can now get rid of this here, and we can also get our rejected takeoff to where it needs to be. And of course, guys, you've got to come here and make sure it's in the takeoff go around. Now the engines are on the takeoff. Recall is all clear. Recall is all clear. Flaps are still on the move. You can still see they're still on the way down. And there we go. Flaps should now be 100% selected and indicating flaps 15. There we go. Projected takeoff. Altimeters are set. Let's re-verify our taxi, guys, which is going to be Charlie Romeo Delta. Charlie Romeo to the base of runway 25 right for Marble 1. Okay, so here's Charlie Romeo 25 right. Phoenix Sky Harbor traffic. Delta 318 is a Boeing 757-300 pushback from gate 15 in Terminal 3. We'll be taxiing to runway 25 right for departure on the Marble 1 via Charlie Romeo for Phoenix Sky Harbor traffic. Okay, so that announcement has been taken care of. Let's go ahead and get our runway turnoff lights on, as well as the nose gear. Red beacon is on, position is on. We'll get the white or the strobe going as we depart out of here, and we are good to go, guys. And let's do it. And let's just re-verify the speeds for flap 15 operation, and that's 215 knots, of course. So we're going to take this to 200 in case we got to manually take the speed. All right, seat is all squared away. Let's recenter my track IR. There we go, and we are good to go. Parking brake tap takes that off, and here we go, guys.
Skyharbor traffic, American 1877 Heavy is correction. We're going to be taxiing via Charlie 11, Bravo 13 for departure on 26. Skyharbor traffic.
Phoenix traffic, Southwest 150, short finder, runway 26, 5 ways to Delta.
Alright, guys, so welcome aboard. Okay, we're going to be looking for Charlie here. Okay, left is clear. We got the Southwest taxiing back. Here's Charlie. That's the green light down there. So welcome on board, everybody.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dre Sanchez YouTube channel. This is his first officer in life, his wife, and I would like to extend a big thank you to all of you for flying with us today. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and always be courteous to other passengers on board. We appreciate all of your support and hope that you will join us each stream. as we grow the channel together. Positivity and information sharing is always welcome. So
American
please, do not
1877 Heavy
hesitate
is
to
holding
add your
short of runway
comments in the
26
chat.
for arriving traffic.
Once again,
Over.
welcome aboard, and we will get you to your destination safely. Thank you.
All right.
Sky Harbor traffic. Delta 711 is taking runway 25 right.
True Stone says big up to the missus. That's what I'm talking about, Drew. Got a busy runway 26 over there. Okay, looks like Southwest 150. That was a nice landing there. Got green light in the 777 there. Okay, fuel, we're right at 30. Still good on fuel. We're going to be looking for Romeo. Kind of working out all the different runways everybody's taking. So we get to the base of the runway, obviously, guys. We're going to get our clock on as well as our auto throttles. LNAV, VNAV are selected. We'll fly it right off the ground. Okay, here comes Romeo. Green handling out American. That joint looks nice.
Sky Harbor traffic, American 1877 will be holding short for departing Delta 711 and Delta 318. Sky Harbor traffic.
Sky Harbor traffic, Delta 318, continue taxi on Romeo to the base of runway 25 right for departure on the Maribel 1 for Sky Harbor traffic.
Sky Harbor traffic, Delta 711 departing 25 right.
Sky Harbor traffic, Delta 318 will be lining up and holding on runway 25 right for company traffic's departure for Sky Harbor traffic. Alright. Landing lights and strobes are on. There goes our G Greg Hill taking off on Delta 711 company traffic. Finals clear.
Sky Harbor traffic, Delta 711 clear 25 right.
Okay, he's clear. We'll be holding short for a little bit just to get him out of the, let him depart out. In the meantime, let's come down here and make sure that we have our weather on there and traffic should be on there now. Okay, there's the traffic where he's departing. So we've got that. We'll let him at least get up here a little bit further for the turn, so it'll be a non-issue for us departing, guys. Let's go to the first officer side as well. Put theirs on the map mode and get traffic on for them as well. Okay, so what it is, it can only have traffic on one side. I don't know where that traffic disappeared to. Let's check this side. Let's go back and put traffic back on. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that and see if we can get traffic in the air. Okay, we should be good to go now. Let's go. Our auto throttle's on. And Sky Harbor traffic, Delta 318 on runway 25 right lined up. Now taking off on the Marble 1. Sky Harbor traffic. Alright guys, let's not forget our V-rotate is 162. Clock has been started. And we are good to go. Takeoff power set. Airspeed's alive. Doing a little rudder dance here to keep her center line. 80 knots. And rotate. Positive rate. Gears coming up. Sky Harbor traffic. Delta 318 has departed runway 25 right, climbing on the Maribel 1 last call. Sky Harbor traffic. Alright. One stage flaps
Sky
up.
Harbor traffic, American 1877 is landing upon runway 26 for departure on the Maribel 1. We'll be departing to the east.
Next stage flaps up. Flaps up. Our turn will be coming up soon. We're just going to fly it up to 10,000. Get the nose gear off.
Harbor 1877, American 1877 is rolling runway 26.
You know what, Counter-Strike? I think that's exactly it. Our trim value was, that's the one thing we didn't do was trim up, and I noticed that on takeoff, so you're absolutely right. We for sure forgot to check our trim value on that takeoff, and that's why the nose wanted to lift up a whole lot sooner. That's the last thing we forgot to do, so good thing it wasn't an issue. I caught it on takeoff, but you're absolutely right. She was trying to lift up, so the trims were very, very out of whack on that due to my error. No, it was actually the trim values. That's the one thing we forgot to check in all our checks, was the actual trim value, even though we called it out as we were finishing our CDU setup. I forgot to double check those trims, so good thing it wasn't a fatal flaw there. So it wasn't the center of gravity, it was the fact that I actually forgot to check the trims on our departure. That's why that nose lifted up like it did. So essentially we were popping a wheelie down the runway early. But I could feel the aircraft that she was going to lift off just fine, so we continued to take off. Well, you're actually route, Counter-Strike. Good catch. Good catch, my G. Guys, we're at 9,800.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable
Okay,
electronic
we're passing
devices.
10,000
This
feet.
is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory. This aircraft is
We'll
equipped
just get it
with
right on the
onboard
flight
Wi-Fi.
directors before we
If you
hand
wish
it
to connect
over.
to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
We'll at least come out of this turn here.
Starboard traffic, American 1877 is departing runway 26. Last call. See you.
Great job. Great job, fellas, getting out of there. So we're going to pitch down, then we'll get right on those flight directors as we should, and hand it over to the autopilot. Okay, we're right on the flight directors. We handed it over right in the turn. Okay, gear is up, flaps are up and clean. Rejected takeoff has been extinguished, and we are continuing our departure out of the Phoenix Sky Harbor area. Flight controls coming off. Counter-Strike says, I'm Brazilian and I understand Spanish. Brazilians speak Portuguese, but we understand Spanish perfectly too because Spanish is similar to Portuguese. You're absolutely right. And I'm Afro-Latino, and I have both of those, Spanish and Portuguese in me. So, via Boricua, en portugués. Sí, claro que sí, yo hablo español también. ¿Cómo vai você? ¿Cómo vai você? Beautiful takeoff. Beautiful takeoff, guys. Right back here into the cabin. Check it out. We'll come back and do some more cabin walking through, but we are looking good. Okay, aircraft is climbing at its optimal climb speed here. Sí, gracias. Yo soy afro-latino también, entonces yo tengo muchas cosas en mi sangre, pero hablo español. Mi apellido es Sánchez, so. Alright guys, so let's also, again, it's got traffic selected, so we should be able to see whatever traffic is on here. So we'll just be monitoring that and also looking visually for traffic. And guys, we are been above 10,000, so we can get the rest of those lights off. And we're going to be passing flight level 180 here soon, and that'll be our transition. And guys, we are on the way to Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities, the land of 10,000 lakes. 29902, 29902, and 29902. As you can see, the clock is started. We're 8 minutes into the flight, and we are continuing to climb up, and away. Pues gracias por decirme eso, papá. Sí, mi familia somos latinos, mi esposa es mexicana, pues. Y eso, aquí en los Estados Unidos, hay mucha gente aquí que no entiende que latinos a veces tenemos piel como piel que yo tengo yo, piel más blanco. Pero sí, yo soy latino, papá. Pero gracias por todos tus comentarios aquí en la canal. Y ojalá que tu domingo va bien. En realidad, papá, te digo que yo tengo familia también en Brasil. Mi abuelo, el papá de mi papá, trabajó en un barco, pues vendiendo cosas en cada país. Visitó a Brasil y encontró a alguien, yo no sé, pero tengo familia ahí. Tengo unos tíos y tías que viven también en Brasil. That's what's up, Counter-Strike. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. And I hope you guys are enjoying the flight. Here shortly, we will definitely be going right into the boom boom room comms as we depart here in this Boeing 757-300. Let's get a flyby. Okay, Brasilia. See, now I can come check you out when I come visit Brazil. All right, and boys, it's boom boom room time. And flight to Minneapolis. Let's go ahead and monitor boom boom room. So we're gonna come down here. Boom, let's switch them over. Boom boom room check-in. Checking in on the boom boom room.
Roger that, roger that.
And welcome up to the skies, homie. All right, we got a good boom boom room check-in. It looks like our TCAS is 100% working. Because there we've got an aircraft in front of us. He's about 1,700 feet above us. That's got to be Delta 711 company traffic.
Boom boom, break check.
5x5, 5x5, my G. And company traffic, Delta 711, I'm going to be cruising at flight level 330. What's your planned cruise altitude, sir?
350.
Okay, roger that. That's perfect. Traffic should not be a factor at all. We'll just monitor the descent and make sure we get in. I do have runway 30 left planned for arrival at gate Golf 18 for Delta 318. All right. He says, Brasilia Federal District, I live 10 miles from the house of the President of the Republic.
About 100 miles out.
Okay, yeah, roger that. That sounds good. And we're on the Torgi 3, so that's pretty much universal for either the southeast or northwest landing. So I'll do the same, my G. Sí, yo nací en Alaska. Mi papá era soldado como yo. Mi papá era soldado por unos 25, 26 años en el militar. Nací en Alaska, yo viví ahí unos 10 años. Los primeros 10 años de mi vida yo vivía en Alaska con mi familia. Was just telling Counter-Strike, I was born in Alaska, lived there the first 10 years of my life with my family. My dad was in the military 25, 26 years. Just like my older brother, he did a long stint in the military as well. I did about 10 years active duty Army. So, and my mother was also in the military before women were even an accepted part of the full active duty Army. Thank you, says the story is beautiful. I think everybody's story in its own way is beautiful, so I appreciate it, but we're all the same, no different. We just have different walks of life, different origins, and the best thing we can do is find common ground in this life, and like aviation or whatever it is, share the passion, be kind to each other, and keep it moving. So here we go, guys. Flying time. Flying time is 2 hours and 31 minutes. We are already, if you can see down here, bottom right corner, We are 13 minutes into it right here. Now 14. But we got about 2 hours and 16 minutes or so until we arrive in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Not bad at all. And then we're going to be doing a double header today. We'll finish this X-plane flight, then we're going into DCS. I think we're going to fly helicopters again. I'm going to be flying with my boy 104th Bunny, so anybody interested in actually flying in DCS, there's your heads up. I'm also going to put it in the Discord, and let me also get my Discord out there for you guys as well. Of course, I will be taking a galley break. Andy, he says, do you still stream on Twitch TV? I used to. I might start streaming on Twitch again. I do have my Twitch account set up. Andy says, I really hate the side. He puts pressure on people to get driver's license, and if they are automatically accused of being poor or not mad enough, it's just like a life choice. Yeah, Andy, and again, I've heard you talk about it before. I really wouldn't worry about it, my G. You know, I'm not the tallest person in life. I'm a little shorter. I'm 5'5", 5'6" on a good day, and so I know about challenges in life, my G. So, you know, just stay tenacious and stay to your own nature, and don't worry about what other people think. There's always somebody out there for you. You know, just keep yourself open. You know, stay in whatever faith you believe in, and do what you believe is right in life, and blessings will fall upon you, my G. Trust me. I can't tell you whether or not you should still be friends with those people, Andy. You literally have to see who's value added in your life and who's not value added, and nobody should be causing you more stress. If they're in a position in your life where they're causing you more stress and they're not value added, then I think that's basically a cancer in your life, and you just cut that out. If you find that they're more value added and you're comfortable with them and they make you happy, you make them happy, and it's a reciprocal relationship, then I say make your own decision. But nobody, including myself, can tell you who to be friends with or not. That's a decision you got to make on your own, my G. And I think you'll do just fine. Just keep that in mind. Everybody is ridiculed and criticized about something, because we all know that life isn't fair, right? Sticks and stones might break my bones, but words will never hurt me, right? So take that mindset into consideration when making these decisions, and then just remember, you don't need to worry about what other people think of you. Be the best person that you can, the best human being that you can. Love yourself, because you need to be able to love yourself before you can officially love anybody else. Stick to your guns, man, and everything else will fall into place, man. And as you get older in life, your vision will become a little more clearer, because you'll have a little more experience in life. And those are words from Dre Sanchez. Greenlight says, Andy, I'm going to give you a piece of little advice. Be friends with yourself first, then people will treat you the way you treat yourself. Absolutely 100% correct, Green. Thank you for saying that. Actually, 100% correct. Let me get you guys my Discord. And then also, I'm going to give you my Discord name. You can send me a friend invite, because some people have a hard time joining the Discord, because it's got some security measures that are a little complicated. They do work. It does work. People do join the Discord. But if not, there's also my Discord handle. And you're most welcome, Andy. And Andy says, I make friends, though, without a vehicle. I live in the suburbs. Well, to be truthful, Andy, I mean, you're here with us, and we don't need to be in the physical presence of you. We're chilling, and we're, friends here, right here on YouTube. With this generation, because, back me, Greenlight, and Greg's, and all that, those guys are a little older than me, but I'm a 70s baby as well. I'm 45 years old. I'm here to tell you, we didn't have all of this technology in order to connect with humans. We had to connect on a landline, because we couldn't afford cell phones. They were out, but they were very primitive. We couldn't afford cell phones, and not to mention they were about this big and even had a little carry bag. And I'm talking about in the 80s this happened. And then it was either on a landline telephone or we had to be in person. You know, real talk. So I think you'll be fine. All right, y'all, we are up and at 'em. Okay, now that the auto throttles are taken over, I can back my other throttles down until it's time for arrival. And guys, this is the trim stab that we didn't monitor. It was supposed to be 3.5, so this is the last thing. Good thing it wasn't catastrophic by any means. Okay, now we should also have that weather radar on.
Our in-flight meal service. Please look in your seat back for our menu, and one of our crew members will stop by shortly for your order. If you would like to order additional menu items, please hit the flight attendant call button at any time. It will be over shortly.
Alright, Andy is saying, glad I live in a non-gangster area, though. It's still a nice suburb. Wish I had a bus stop available to him. Gotta eat dinner and take a nice shower. Might play a game or watch a movie after. Nice, man. Hope you have a great evening, brother. You know, yep, find things that make you happy, man. At the end of the day, if you can make yourself happy, man, you don't need to rely on anybody else to bring you joy. Hey, fuel is looking really good. 25,600 pounds of fuel. We're already into the flight and we're at our cruising altitude. So let's look at our fuel calculation. We are calculated to still have 8.7, so 8,700 pounds of fuel, which is still over our reserve amount of 6.9. So we're still good on fuel, y'all. And you can see the optimal flight level is 330, max 370, so we're right at that optimal flight level. Yeah, well, you know, and that's what happens with couples, Andy, is that once you get in a couple, once you get into a relationship, your spouse or your partner, they kind of trump everybody else, including your friends. And it's dependent on what type of romantic relationship you have in your couple, how much value you're giving that relationship. But I can tell you what, when you're in a couple and you're dedicated to that other person takes a front seat to even your parents, your siblings, everybody else, because that's the way it goes. And especially when you get married and you're on the level, your spouse becomes your number one and you're their number one. And then if you have kids together, you're all number ones together, of course, and that's the way it's supposed to work. He says, that's why I want to skip having friends and start to date. Well, if you want to date, like I said, work on yourself. Stay always in the maintenance phase of yourself, because it takes maintenance to always keep yourself progressive, right? And, you know, put some feelers out there, but don't go after anything that's not to your standards. Set your bar high enough, you know, and hopefully you'll attract the type of partner that you're looking for, homie. It ain't easy. If it was easy, everybody would be with the right person they want to be, but you got to have yourself open to do that. So, all right, y'all, we are getting it in. All right. Now we can come here to the maps. And look, We're just southwest of Gallup, New Mexico as we head northeast. And this is Greg Hill, and right behind it is Green. Oh, the TCAS also works on the maps. This is Green behind us. And it looks like Greg is, yep, he's at 3.5. This must be Green behind us, 3.9. Somebody's over here at 4.0, so Green must be at 3.9. And American 1877, looks like, are you going to be cruising at flight level 390?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, roger that. I got you on my TCAS there on the AviTab map, so looking good. And that's right. You know, that's another thing. That's your preference. You don't want to date anybody with kids, then hey, you know, that's understandable too. If you don't have your own kids, there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, that's what you're limiting yourself to. Just remember that. You're limiting yourself to people that don't have kids either. I love X-Plane 12. He says he's been playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, which I have as well. Coffee of Sorts says 757 is his favorite airliner. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I love the 757. Let's go out and take a look at this bad boy. It's a good looking plane, man. It's funny that Brazilians understand everything Mexicans say, but Mexicans don't understand anything Brazilians say. Yeah, well, my wife's Mexican. She can understand Portuguese as well. I mean, and even me, I understand a lot of it. I don't understand every word, of course. I wish I did, especially because, you know, I have family from Cape Verde, or Cabo Verde. My grandfather was an immigrant from there with his parents from Cabo Verde. So my dad's dad was essentially an immigrant as a child with his parents that came over from Cabo Verde. One question I have, I don't know if he was actually born there or his parents are immigrated, or was he born here in the US? I don't know. I think he was born there in Cabo Verde though. They for sure were. So my great-grandparents for sure were. On my dad's side. Yep, Cabo Verde is Africa. It's an island just off the west side of Africa, colonized by the Portuguese. That's correct. That's right. And the Mexican, it's not even a holiday. It's not a holiday, Andy. It's a American-made Hallmark Day, if you will, for the Cinco de Mayo. Mexicans in Mexico don't celebrate the Cinco de Mayo. It's only here in the United States. I honestly think it's just another day people have a reason to drink. Yep, but you're actually right. No, and it's confusing, you know, I know, because here the cultural celebrations that we have here in the United States for certain groups of people don't necessarily apply to their actual country, if that makes any sense. So don't worry about that, man. Yep. So there you guys go. Right. Okay, Greg says they do in northern Mexico a little, but it's for actual meeting, the Battle of Puebla, which makes sense. And my wife's families, they're from Puebla as well. But my wife and her mom who's born and from Mexico, says they don't celebrate the Cinco de Mayo over there. Like that, where they're from, Axiochapan. So, and my mother-in-law speaks zero English. And she was just here for 2 weeks. And she has her house down there and everything. So, and I think just depending on what the significance of the day is for whatever group of people, you know, in a subcultural context, can celebrate it like Greg is saying, the Battle of Puebla. But overall, the whole country, they don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo like we celebrate it here in the United States. And that's not coming from me. That's coming from the actual Mexicanos, man. Something I learned as well. He says he's traveled to Medellin, Colombia, and got to know the Minneapolis farm that belonged to Pablo Escobar. Oh, that's nice. I mean, that's nice that you were able to travel and do that. Everything that Pablo Escobar did, a little bit questionable, but in a lot of people's eyes, he was seen as their Robin Hood. By, you know, trying to always confront the government in a political aspect, but there was also you know, other stuff that wasn't so hot. Greg says Americans, like you said, hallmarked it. Yes, sir. That's it, Greg, right there. Foshizi. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when the Cinco de Mayo happens here, I like to go because to see what type of food vendors are out there, so I can eat stuff that I'm not supposed to eat at my age. So I do get excited about it, but here at my home, we don't necessarily celebrate it, if you will, but we'll go to a festival if they're holding it. Berto D is in the house. He says, what is up, y'all? What's up with you, Berto D, man? Welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday to you, my G. And just to reiterate to you guys once again, I will be doing a DCS stream after this stream today, flying with my boy 104th Money. And actually, I'm going to go into my Discord right now and see if I can recruit any other pilots. We'll probably be doing helo ops. And Greg, are you big text, Greg, in my Discord? Are you big text? Yeah, that's you. That's you, Greg. Never mind. I just answered my own question. I didn't even see your message there. You said, what time am I streaming? Well, now you know. That's crazy, man. Sorry guys, give me a second here. I'm just writing some messages here. All right, let's see. Okay, Coffee says I have Hispanic heritage, but we don't do much for Cinco de Mayo. Counter-Strike says Battle of Puebla, May 5th, 1862, when for the first time the Mexican army under the leadership of General Ignacio Zaragoza Seguin defeated a much better prepared occupying power. Greg Hill says yes. Green light talking about shit. I'm just looking for a reason to kick it on 600 Mile. You ain't lying. As long as it's girls and food, I don't give. You don't give no two-way wish or other about what the holiday is. Grekin says, yeah, you won't find much in the way of 600 Mile in Mexico, but there are small pockets of people acknowledging it. Nowadays, that's a whole other level. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So welcome aboard, guys. We are 100%, most indubitably, traveling to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Total flying time is about 2 hours and 31 minutes, in which we are already, looks to be, the yoke is in the way. Let's check it out. We're already 35 minutes in there, so we got roughly about 2 hours to go until we touch down. Binga's in the house. Dre, what was the last time you flew to Europe? Been a minute, but I'm planning to do a flight potentially on the A340 from somewhere in the United States back to France. I just need to make sure the airport is optimized with no stutters. And I'm actually thinking about doing a flight from maybe somewhere Midwest or Seattle to Hawaii, then Hawaii to the Philippines. Because I do have the Philippines orthoed here in X-Plane 12, so Europe is pretty big. I got pretty much the UK's already orthoed. France all the way to Innsbruck is orthoed, but I had a problem with my Innsbruck scenery, so I might have to take it out and reinstall it. But just to answer you that, Binga. Welcome to the stream, Binga Mitch, and hope you're doing well, my G. Greg says, once I found out I had Mexican heritage, it changed my whole perspective and why one of my research interests is America Latina. That's what I'm talking about, Greg. Yeah, and that's true. I'm a multicultural kid. My mom is African American and Cherokee Indian. My mother's mom was 100% Cherokee Indian, 100%. And my mom is African American, and then my dad is, of course, a mix of many things, which makes me have a mix of many things. So I'm a mixed kid all the way around, and like I said, you know, we're Afro-Latinos, so a lot of what we go through here too in the United States is people not saying, oh, you know, you're Latino too, and it's like, yeah, like we have so many of our cultures that we can lean on when we are multicultural, like Greg is saying. You know, we can lean on that and get interested and find out more about that part of our culture and embrace it, you know. Coffee says he just watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 today. Man, I hope you enjoyed that. I still gotta watch that. I don't do much TV watching, but I'm not a big fantasy guy, even though you guys who are older are gonna remember The Never Ending Story. That was probably one of my favorite fantasy movies as a kid, was The Never Ending Story. They actually made 2 of them. And then if you guys remember, there was some fantasy movie that Tom Cruise played in. He was like a little elf or something. I don't remember the name of that. Never got into Lord of the Rings. Never got into Harry Potter. And I've seen a little bit of Guardians of the Galaxy here and there, so I'd have to watch it more. Isn't that with old boy, the guy that also plays in Jurassic World? I can't think of his name. His name is, I like his acting. I just can't think of his name. And Green, yeah, we could do that, Green, for sure. Brazil to Africa, that's what I'm saying. We ain't always got to do Europe, you're right. I'd like to explore a lot more of Africa as well. Yeah, I'd like to go to Africa. Yes, sir. And I'm still trying to think of old boy's name who plays in Guardians of the Galaxy. I just can't think of his name right now. Chris something. It's not Chris Pine, not Chris Hemsworth. The other guy, I don't remember his name. Somebody throw me a bone here. So pretty smooth flying. You can see how X-Plane's rendering the shadows on the ground that are supposed to be from the clouds. It needs a little work, but it's okay. Chris Pratt, there you go, Bingo. Thank you. Thank you. I was looking for one of those lifelines off of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, man. I needed a lifeline. Thank you, Bingo. He said looked it up, honestly. hey, however you looked it up is how you looked it up, man. He said looked it up, honestly. Nothing wrong with that, my G. Alright guys, so here's the cabin. I was almost wondering if I actually had a setting for it. So this is the difference between the 200 and the 300. They got this nice little first class here separated. Yeah, Bingo says do what you gotta do. That's right, man. And the scary thing is these days, man, there ain't a whole lot you gotta do with that chat GPT and the AI and all that stuff. I've been kind of doing some research on this chat GPT. People are writing school papers. They're doing all types of stuff, and based off the inputs that you give it, it's almost like people are not going to be able to determine if it's human generated or not. That's scary. So not much to see here, just a bunch of rows, 6 across. Nice little overhead bins. They don't open. I don't think there's anything to interact with here. I'm not complaining though. You guys look nice and cozy here. I think that's a little hole in the window. And when you guys are on planes and you look between the windows and you see that little circle in the planes, that's actually a pressurization thing that is used why you see that. I used to have questions a long time ago before I got into flying. 104th Money is in the house. He says green, the real hotspot is in the Syria map and DCS. Heck yeah, I'm looking forward to flying with you, Money. Guys, stay tuned after this stream. DCS stream will continue after this one. Andy says, I love Oktoberfest. It's close to my birthday and also have a German heritage. Okay, that's what's up. That is what's up. Hey, and German food, if you guys, because I've been to Germany in real life in the military. If you guys have never had authentic German food, boy, you missing out. Ooh, man, those, man, they do a lot of, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? They put it on hot dogs and stuff. They do a lot of slaws, man. They do a lot of sausages. They're big up on their beers. And man, I can't think of that stuff that they put on the hot dogs as well. It's like it almost looks like an onion, but it's not. I can't think of the name of it. It's been so long. But they put it on hot dog. Sauerkraut. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Greg. Yes, sauerkraut. That's it, man. Man, they be hooking it up. That's right. Yeah, and they have the traditional dancing and those clog shoes. Yep, brats and sauerkraut. That's it, Berto. Yep. Yeah, it's actually cabbage is what it is, but they call it sauerkraut. Isn't it like fermented sauerkraut, right? They use vinegar, they ferment it or whatever, turn it into sauerkraut. It is delicious, boy. He's like, heck yeah, you know. See, you guys are making me hungry, like right now. You guys are making me super hungry. Yes, there you go. Yep. Yeah, authentic German food will set you free, boy. It'll set you free. Wash it down with a nice wine or some beer. Oh, man. You guys ain't saying nothing but a word, boy. And I smell my wife in the background. She's in the kitchen. I think she's cooking spaghetti, man. Man, probably during this flight for sure I'm going to be eating. So we are making it happen. Green, if you like smaller planes, the Bronco free mod is one of the best planes around. Hey, yeah, Money. We need to get old boy Green up in that Bronco first. I think that's the first one that we should train. Yep. Okay, gracias. Bienvenidos, Counter-Strike. He says he is back. Bienvenidos de nuevo. And the check engine light gonna come on with that fat German food. In moderation though. You know, it's the 80-20 rule. 80% good, 20% questionable. I'm gonna leave the 20% questionable when I'm gonna eat something like that. Just yesterday, my wife and I, we went shopping, and on the way home, she's like, "Baby, I'm gonna cook this, I'm gonna cook that," and I was like, "Nah, girl, you'll need to cook. We can get some of that Little Caesars pizza." Man, I ate 3 pieces of Little Caesars pizza and had heartburn. I had heartburn. I knew I shouldn't have ate it. So yeah, guys, while you're young, try to eat better. Enjoy your foods, because when you start getting older, man, you can't eat everything. He says, "Thank you, sir. It is very cold in Alaska where you live." Yeah, in the winter, but in the summer it gets nice and warm-ish, 60 degrees or so, 65, 70. Coffee says, "If you do watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I'd recommend to not have your young kids watch it. They push to PG-13 as far as they can." Okay, yeah. Yeah, me, I don't even let my kids watch some nature shows. My wife and I, we always try to sit on the couch and find family-friendly shows. So a lot of the times, you know, we'll find a nature show. But what happens in a nature show is that another animal is attacking and killing and eating another animal, which is kind of graphic. So we don't even watch nature shows with the smaller ones, the 7 and the 8-year-old. Now my 14-year-olds and up, you know, yeah, we'll watch it with them, but not the smaller ones, man. Simba be out there chewing up people. They watch kids YouTube, Benga, kids YouTube. And no, they don't watch YouTube alone. You right, Money. There is no more family-friendly shows or radio stations, man. I remember before you could listen to radio stations and you wouldn't hear everything sexualized, but now you listen to a radio station now, man, you're gonna be sweating bullets in there with your kids. Talking about, "Daddy, what does this mean?" Andy says why he loves National Geographic. 104 Money says last was the older version of Family House, right? Or the Brady Bunch, or the Andy Griffith Show. You know, the Andy Griffith Show. You got that right. That's right. Always a lesson to learn. You got that right. You got that right, Money. Andy says it's violent and educational, but mostly violent. Yep. Alberto says it's survival of the fittest. It's natural, but I understand. Right. Spawna's saying real talk. Spawna, no, he got them kids too, man. It's so true. It's so true, man. You go try to watch something decent with your kids, and next thing you know, you covering their eyes, man. People get naked, you know, saying certain stuff. Somebody getting shot, head being blown off. You know, a jackal's eating a smaller animal. Man. Tell you, boy. But, you know, the only thing that I can think of, guys, is I can remember my parents telling me, "I don't know what your generation is doing." And I was like, "We're not doing nothing." So now it's our turn to look at the newer generations and say the same thing. Binga says, "We're thinking if I should even get kids when I'm older." Hey, Binga, it's not easy. Very rewarding. There's a love like no other when it comes to your kids, especially when you share those kids with your stuff.
Kids know more than us nowadays. Shit, they got the internet on their phone all day long.
Yeah, that's right. You can say that, Green. They be teaching me stuff I didn't even know about.
Talking about TNA and booties and everything, they be like, "Oh man, we done seen all that already."
Right. Hey, and they're not even, you know, in awe of that stuff anymore whatsoever. Money says he don't even try to monitor the shows his kids watch. Just from time to time, I have the, you know, that's his TV, right? Talking to him. Yeah, Money. 100% on everything, man. Me and my wife tell him that all the time. Like, hey, what you see there, that's not real life. You know, that's fiction.
All these folks trying to ban books, I laugh at them. I'm like, there's no need. They already have it on their phones.
You right, Greg. You are 100% right, Greg.
So they don't need no more books. Shit, they ain't even got to think no more.
You're right, man, and that's what I was talking about with that chat GPT. You know how many kids and college students gonna use that to do their work?
Oh, they ain't all over it, man.
Yeah, the world is changing, and all we can do, fellas, is hang on, be adaptive as we can, and stay on for the ride. HD in the house.
Dad, you seen Megan Thee Stallion? I'm like, who was that, man? When I see her, boy, shit, I got a little embarrassed. I don't get embarrassed at this shit.
Boy, you silly, Green. You silly. HD's in the house. Big up to you, HD. Guys, HD Simulation is a wonderful content creator. Go check him out. His channel. He's one of my homeboys. Love flying with him. Yep, everybody's in the boom boom room. That's right.
Yo, what's up, HD? Big up, big up.
Big up, HD. Yeah, guys, we just kicking it. Let's go and check the flight deck out. Get a quick health report here.
You notice these kids don't even ask where babies come from no more.
Right, they could probably tell us better than who already had the babies where they come from. The flight deck is doing good. Let's once again just reconfirm. Now we're estimating 11,100 pounds of fuel upon touchdown, which is good. So she's operating quite efficiently. We want to look and see what our top and drop is. Okay, if we don't find it there, sometimes we can find it on the cruise page. And boom, let's see. It might not give us top and drop at all in here. We're probably too far out. It'll generally give it on one of these pages here. So that's just telling you we got a ways to go before the top and drop even reports in here. Let's see, step climb. I don't see any top and drop information there.
Yo, Trey, go back to the original page and then go to page 2.
Let's see, he said go back to the original page. You talking about in the progress, or you talking about in the cruise? Yeah, because it's not here.
Oh, should be in your progress.
Yeah, and sometimes what this aircraft will do, if it's too far away, it won't even calculate for top and drop yet. Right now it's got Delta Victor Victor Lander, then MSP, so it'll show up once we get closer to top and drop.
Okay, because I'm showing 607 miles, so we're probably about the same. Because I think we're pretty much in line with each other. I don't know if I just passed you or not.
Hey, roger that. Let me check the keycast here. Yeah, let's see. I've got something here on TCAS. I got an aircraft. He's 2,200 feet above me. I think that's Greg. And I don't have you, but let me check my maps on the Avi tab. That'll tell me where you're at.
Yeah, I'm about 33 miles away from you, Trey.
Okay, yeah, roger that, Greg. Roger that. And that looks about right. Okay, yeah, Green, you're at about my 5 o'clock, still a little bit behind me as I continue this route. And right now I am direct to, stand by. Right now I'm direct to Delta Victor Victor. I got that in 137 nautical miles.
Okay, roger that.
Counter-Strike says there's a song in Brazil that says if I were American my life wouldn't be like this. Hey, you never know. Sometimes it ain't all peaches and cream here in the United States either, Counter-Strike. For real. And you guys know that here as Americans, which
Counter-Strike, keep stay down there in Brazil because they're catching gray hairs trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Right, right. You can say that again. Yeah, so, you know, everywhere is a struggle, man. Nowhere is peaches and cream, for sure. Nowhere is peaches and cream. So that's called the grass is greener on the other side syndrome. And you know, sometimes, you know, I got to catch even myself looking at something that looks like it's a better setup, but you really got to dig deep and do your research and figure out, is the grass actually greener on the other side or what you're looking at? And a lot of times it's not, and some of the times it is, and some of the times it's straight up neutral. So
all them pretty girls down in Brazil, and they act nice too, they ain't Americanized, I'm on my way.
Watch out, Green's about to load up and head down there.
He gonna have a direct flight from Minneapolis to Sao Paulo.
Right, right. Hey, look, he ain't even have no passengers on it. He just taking himself and trying to scoop them all up in his plane.
I'm gonna take the 340 first thing smoking.
I know that's right. Get them 4 engines rolling, baby. Says America isn't perfect, but I'm just glad I'm here instead of NK or Russia or China. You got that right. The green lady from the Guardians of the Galaxy looks like Orion from Star Trek. Right. They actually enforce food regulations and restrictions on some of that unhealthy stuff. Hey, at our age, boys, we go eat at McDonald's or somewhere like that. You definitely rolling the dice.
If I roll past the McDonald's, my skin start crawling, so I'll leave it alone.
I hear you on that. Andy says in Russia we'd be dodging the draft. You got that right. Money says it's very easy to not even remotely appreciate what you have sometimes until you take a quick look at yourself and where you could be, then realize you have it pretty good. Hey, Money, 100% I'm on board with that statement, my G. That is so right, man. And I think people always focus just on what their problems are, but even in the neighborhoods you live in, if you took everybody's problems, put them on the floor, mixed them up, and you grab random problems, you might want your own problems back. So careful what you ask for, and we live in this skin that God's given us, so we have to be tenacious and work is hard to work on our own problems. You can say that again, man. I mean, you know, we tell our kids, man, we've taken them to Disneyland, but there's kids right in Anaheim that living in hotels or out on the street, and they're homeless, watching all the rest of the kids check in at Disneyland, man. It's crazy. I hate how people like Antifa and like BLM saying how bad we have it here, and sad people like Bernie Sanders and socialists. Absolutely right, man. Absolutely right. And I'm not even making this a political thing, because I'm not even going to go down the political rabbit hole. What I will say, as humans, our parents usually teach us right from wrong. In our teenage years, our impressionable years, we can also decide what's right and wrong. So take politics out of it. How should humans be treating other humans? What conditions should we live in? Take it from a human standpoint. He said he was afraid of saying that, and I'm not saying anything about your political views, but I keep politics out of it, and I just use the human factor.
Yo, Trey, tell your boy, let's just keep it 100. We don't need to be spending money everywhere else. When you got problems in your own house, you better get your own house straight first.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. You know, yeah, amen to that. You know, and then again, that's me going back to the human side of it. You know, he says he hates the socialism stuff in school nowadays. Yeah, and it's going to continue to change as generations and generations of more humans globally are born, and technology and the discourse of society shift from here to there. It's always going to change. Pretty soon our kids are going to be saying how the next generation is doing this, that, and the other, and that's how it works. He says I have political views, but I don't like to have determine what I do or what I think. Exactly. Andy says I hate America crowd. Yeah. And you know, one thing, as an American citizen, and again, when I say American citizen, Central Americans, South Americans, they're Americans too. The word American has for some reason only been coined to be here in the United States. But American is North America, Central America, and South America. What I think is most important for us to connect on an international level with all different cultures, which the United States is made up of all different cultures, is for us to get rid of he said, she said, this border, that border, and keep the human factor in there. You know, keep the human factor in there. And of course, as a society, a subculture within the world here in the United States, we should focus on what's important here. That's right. That's right, Money. Like how Chris Ross said, it's his latest special. Republicans lie, Democrats leave out the key facts. Man, like I said, things are crazy. I don't learn. Andy says he doesn't like learning about the war crimes America has committed. A lot of countries committed war crimes, though. You know, and that's the thing. They should be grateful to still be still living to hear. Excuse me. Yeah, guys, and these are all great topics, and that's why I said that's why if we focus on the common ground first and then look at everything else outwardly in our environment that's effectuating our lives, then we can work on stuff a little bit better. Everyone, you guys remember Maslow's hierarchy, right? The triangle. At the base of it, we all need the essentials: food, air, water, safety, security. But as we start working to the top of the triangle, at the top is when we can be in the thrive or self-actualization portion of Maslow's hierarchy. Focus on the base first, and as we get to the top, we need to be looking at things from an educated standpoint and keep things on the human factor. Things that sway the focus on the human factor is capitalism, greed, financial gain, you know. And once you come to a certain learning in your life, you'll learn that all that stuff can be the root of certain evils. Focus on happiness, the love you have for your family, the love you have for yourself, the love you have for your children, and what means the most to you in your small circle, right? You know, everybody's got these opinions and get so caught up into some brainwashing of things that are really related to a capitalistic, you know, venture, and then turns around and get mixed into politics, and then you got the mixing of church and state, which is church and the state are supposed to be separate in our government. But really, if you look at it, there's a lot of things that certain politicians are doing that does include remnants, if not directly, things that are caught up in religion and other motives. I don't get caught up in any of that. He says, I'd rather capitalism, socialism. But yeah, Andy, you're replacing one evil with another evil. Let's just keep it back on the human factor and we'd be fine. Money says if everyone just started off giving respect to others, everything else would probably work itself out. You're right about that. Yep. Green says, when I travel out of the country, people don't hate us. The people, they hate the government and what governments do in the name of the people. Right. And that's if you even look at the Canadian government, you know, the United Kingdom government, Ireland's government, all of the people have their qualms with the government. So we're not the only ones, for sure. For sure. Governments globally are always sometimes at the odds with the people. That's for sure. Counter-Strike says, one good thing I can say about Brazil is that here, there's no racism or racial segregation. No way. And racism here is a crime. Amen. And that's good to hear. And that's one thing Green was saying, that he likes to travel abroad because certain things that we're worried about here in the United States don't necessarily, you know, affect things elsewhere. Greg Hill's covered his eyes with that. Yep, Coffee Sort says, I'd rather the world be guided by God, and the world should be guided by God, in my opinion. That's my own opinion. Crime or racism in Brazil is punished with severe punishment, Counter-Strike says. Man, we having a good conversation though. You know, this is opening up, and this is always, and my channel is always a safe place to share opinions, as long as we're always being respectful to one another. You know, and sometimes it's our different mindsets and our different opinions that actually help things grow in the right direction. He says, I've been watching Indigo Traveler, speaking of, no doubt. Yeah, so guys, I'm really appreciative of all your guys' comments. Yarimigos in the house. Can we do a Caribbean airline flight X-Plane 12 from Jamaica? Absolutely, that's not a problem. And Greg is saying, can you give him an example of socialism in schools? And don't forget that Greg is an educator. Greg is an educator. Coffee of Sorts says, totally off topic, I want to get the Mirage F1 and DCS, but they don't have a trial for it yet. Yeah, I might think about getting that too, Coffee. It looks pretty dope. Andy says, don't they hate religious people in Brazil? Speaking of Christianity. Yeah, and again, guys, that's not what we want to get in here on the channel. We don't want to get into these, you know, like I said, every place in the world has something that needs to be worked on. There is some type of struggle. There is someone at odds with someone else. This group's at odds with this group. So here on this channel, we keep it simple, baby. We keep it simple. Respect one another. Be kind. Be helpful. Be receptive of information. And no disrespect. And after that, guys, man, we straight on this channel. Greenlight says they need to respect my dollars and quit taxing me if they got a money printer. Okay, he says he DM'd me the video. Greg says Latin America is one of the strongest strongholds for Christianity. One more says Greg Hill, an educator. Thank you for your sacrifice, Greg. You are one of the most underappreciated, underpaid fields that ever existed. Yeah, Greg, and if you even want to expand, Greg, on what type of education professor you are, you know, you can always do that too, Greg. And big up to you, Greg. Yes, absolutely. Because without folks like Greg and our teachers that are really taking their jobs passionately and bringing our youth and teaching them right, our future is definitely not going to be as bright as it could be without people like Greg in there. So absolutely. Counter-Strike says crimes of religious intolerance here in Brazil is punished with severe punishment. They ain't playing no games, man.
Hey, check this out, man. You know what, buddy? That's a real statement, man. And the sad part about it is the first thing they want to cut is education, and yet they always talk about they need more people. 1639,
right. Coffee says, well said, Green and Money. Well said, my G's. I wish that educators, soldiers, veterans, and first responders were more appreciated. They do amazing things. Yeah, I agree. And I almost think our only politicians, all of our politicians should have to either be in the education system or be a veteran of some service. Money says he just remembers how badly he tormented the teachers and administrators. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When I was in the 6th grade, I got a paddling.
Hey, Trent, no, I think what the politicians should do is term limits, quit voting themselves raises, and quit trading stocks.
Right? We all know there's a certain level of corruption, baby. We all know that exists, no doubt. Yeah, guys. It was in the South. It was after we left Alaska, and I got paddled. Right. And then talking about we taxing y'all a little bit higher this year.
Well, the way they fix the taxes is tax the rich, make them pay their fair share, and all these we do pay our fair share, Greg. Of course we do. Donald Trump and Jeff Bezos pay pennies on the dollar in taxes.
Loopholes with their crooked selves. I was definitely in the top 3 of the worst kids.
He said, "Don't get mad. Y'all the one that made the law." I'm gonna ride my Tolis A321.
Number traffic, pull off 752, 5 line fighter, runway 3 for left.
I got as many raises of vacation as a politician for and shit. I'll be out of business tomorrow morning.
America 1630, airport,
and this is what I'll say about, I consider myself middle class my entire life. My dad kept us middle class. I'll say this, man. Being middle class is almost the hardest class, because when you poor, you know the only way is up. But middle class, man, you make too much to be considered poor, but you don't make enough to get the little bit of extra help that you need, man. So the middle class, man, is for sure always in the middle.
You ain't never lying, but when you in the middle class, like you said, if you're poor, you know it ain't moving no way but up. But when you're in the middle class, you try not to go back down.
You got that right. That's why I work so hard now. I ain't going the other way, my G.
You're like, no, I ain't going that way. I know what that looks like.
Exactly. He says, did you hear of the Navy drag queen ambassador? I did not, man.
Traffic 152, departing runway 8, coming making a right turn to the south. Hey, don't even tell it, man. Put that mayonnaise on that sandwich, boy. Be quiet. Get that Wonder Bread, that miracle.
Yes, sir. I grew up eating bologna sandwiches and some plain Lay's chips, dog, for lunch. I used to ask my parents for lunch money, and they was like, lunch money what? You better make that brown bag lunch, boy.
remember my mom said, you better go try to fight with them fake ass lunchstick and shit. Wait till you get home to eat.
Don't look it up. It's really funny. You guys have money. Money's over here talking about we had bologna. He didn't even have that. He ate butter sandwiches. Money was eating.
Talk about that powdered milk, man. You know what it is.
My man said he had peanut butter and cold corn tortillas. Oh my goodness. Hey fellas, I was so broke when I finally got my first own apartment, man. I made some ramen noodles and some tomato paste. I pretended like it was spaghetti.
Damn, that's very crazy. That is a struggle meal, bro.
Yes, sir. And hey, I tell everybody, living through that struggle will keep you working hard as you can every day. All right, coffee.
When I was in college, that's when the dollar menu at McDonald's really was a dollar menu.
Right. Right, man. You go get a dollar menu now. You don't spend $10 on 2 items. I remember going to my friend's house as a kid and couldn't believe they didn't drink tap water. Right. Man, y'all boys literally got tears in my eyes over here. You guys are something else.
Kids don't know nothing about that struggle, man. They getting them food boxes from the government and that hard-ass cheese and that peanut butter and that tin can and that powdered milk and that oatmeal.
Y'all know nothing about that. For real, for real. Drinking out of them Tang packets if you had it. Them Kool-Aid packets, my G. You know what I'm saying? Making your own lunch. I remember I had a Clash of the Titans lunchbox.
Turning to the south. Last call, Denver. Everybody wasn't walking around wearing Nikes and Jordan shit.
Hey, I had that Walmart brand, baby. Jordache.
Back east, we had them Pro Kids.
You had a lunchbox, for real. Mama, hey, and when my jeans got a hole in the kneecap, my mom didn't even buy me new jeans, man. She put one of them. She sewed in them patches.
Remember the patches you used to give your parents? You used to go buy it at my calls and they iron them on and stuff.
That's the one.
Oh, that's the blame from the page. For real, but for real.
For real, like old Montgomery Ward.
Tom McCann.
Yeah, I got a swim shirt in the mail for swimming this. You had jeans?
Remember the tennis shoes you buy at the grocery store?
Hey, yup. That was back in the day when they were still selling candy cigarettes.
Yup. You can get a Snickers bar for a quarter.
You sure could, man. I remember going to my dad's job and he was smoking in his office. Yep, everybody was smoking in the office. And then you guys remember they used to smoke on the plane and the non-smoking section was right behind somebody smoking.
Yep, it sure was.
Exited for the summer, Andy says, to protect my top son. Oh, man. Boy, it's nice to go back down memory lane sometimes, man. I remember one time my son, he said, Daddy, what did you do with your Netflix? I said, boy, we didn't have no Netflix. And then I showed him an old tube TV where you still had to move the antenna around. And he said, Daddy, I feel sorry for you. He said, so I had to
bring him into that old return with that ping pong, with that pong on it.
Yes, sir. Money says, due to agreement between my parents and the school district, had an agreement that I wore a school uniform at school. They didn't require uniforms. That's crazy, Money. So I had those funky blue plants and white polo. Hey, wasn't no Ben Davis, was it, Money? People lived dangerous back then. I can even remember, man, whenever there was no seatbelt law. Y'all remember them old station wagons where you sat backwards in the back trunk area? And then the pickup trucks, the cops would literally wave to you while you was standing up in the back of the pickup truck.
Yeah, till your ass got tossed like a salad.
Remember the cartoon called The Boondocks? It was an Adult Swim. It was a funny show. Yeah, I remember that, Andy.
That man said tossed like a salad.
Berto. Right, Green took it up another level. Berto says, back in the days, those were no social media, no nothing, just playing outside and getting dirty. You ain't lying. And Berto, there was always a creek. There was always some trees.
Didn't even know it.
We did, man. I told my wife, man, it's lucky I'm alive, man. Sometimes my parents didn't even know where I was at.
them cartoons and then try to tell your mama to get your ass up.
Yep. And you better not check in late either, boy. 1 minute pass was a full butt whipping.
Had to stay outside all day long, especially in the summertime.
You ain't lying. Staying in the house was torture, dog, because there wasn't nothing on TV except grown folk stuff.
On Mondays when you have vacation, you got time to watch Andy Griffith and who was that? Jed Clampett and all of them. The Beverly Hillbillies.
Yep, the Beverly Hillbillies, Black Gold. Yep, the Jetsons, the Flintstones, dog. Yep, Andy Griffin show back in the day, man. And y'all remember the old reruns of Dick Van Dyke?
Man, that was everything 12 o'clock and
yep.
What is that? What is it?
I still get a quick scary flashback when I see the streetlights flicker. Money, sir. Oh, that's right. I Love Lucy. Yep. That's right, because old boy was Cuban. Because if I saw them come on, that means I was too late coming home about to take that whooping. You ain't lying. Yep, my old Jack Russell Howe and Andy Griffith intro.
That one with Jim Neighbors and he was in the Marines, man. Gomer Pyle. That's right.
That's right, Gomer Pyle. Hey, I'll do you guys. You guys remember The Rifleman? It was a black and white show. It was called The Rifleman.
Yep, The Rifleman.
Yep. Texas T. Yep. That Winston song. That's right, Andy. Yes. Hey, when that man he kept recocking that shotgun super quick and busting off them rounds.
Like me some Hogan's Heroes.
Oh yeah, Hogan's Heroes about the old the soldiers. Yep, that was the joint too. Yep.
The show was always I know nothing.
Hey, and then fast forward into the 80s. Y'all remember how cold Miami Vice was with Crockett and Tubbs and the 18 and that whole joint too. The 80s was the bomb too with TV shows.
And I love me some Miami Vice, but I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I used to love me some Battlestar Galactica and some Buck Rogers.
Yes, sir. I remember that show. I'm 29. There you go. Yep, Gomer Pyle. Yeah, man. Battlestar Galactica was the joint, dog. And the old Star Trek with William Shatner and old boys, the girl that played Uhura. I know Green loved him some Uhura, boy.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I used to love me some Battlestar when she played in Battlestar Galactica. I used to think, man, she kind of fine.
Them eyes, boy, them eyes. And then Nichelle Nichols, that was her name, that played Uhura. Captain Kirk, William Shatner, that was the first interracial online kiss in Hollywood. Yep, Miami Vice was the business. Yep, Miami Vice was the business.
Man, Captain Kirk didn't care what it was. If it was a female, it was like Uncle Rule. It's foreign, I must taste it.
You ain't lying. He didn't care if that thing had tentacles on it. Captain Kirk was in there. Yep, an emergency TV show. I'm a man of culture now. Hey, and I don't care what nobody say. Miami Vice, Phil Collins, best soundtrack ever. Phil Collins, I can feel it coming through the air of night.
Cool little cut though for Miami Vice. I used to love the fact that he had a Ferrari jumping off.
Ferrari Testarossa, baby. Yep, Adam 12. Adam 12.
Olivia Brown on there.
Yes, sir. Hey, Animal movies with Jim Brown in it, baby. Yeah, man. Hey, and don't forget David Hasselhoff with his chest hair showing the Knight Rider.
Everybody's joint, man. Knight Rider though, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I used to like Magnum P.I.
Yes, Tom Selleck and Magnum P.I. was the joint. Hey, quiet as kept. I ain't even gonna lie. I did used to watch the Dukes of Hazzard with that Confederate flag. I ain't even gonna lie.
Everybody used to watch on Saturday. Just a good old boy.
I didn't even know what I was watching back then, but I just knew I was watching that General Lee jump, baby.
Same here, man. You said, okay, we like the car. General Lee, you put two and two together till you got to middle school.
You ain't lying, Greg. That Roscoe Pico train. Oh, man. All right.
Roscoe Pico train.
You ain't lying, and Boss Hogg was always on something.
on my was on that favorite shit riding around with that Cadillac with the big old horns on it.
Yes, sir. Hey, there's a really good movie with Morgan Freeman and Denzel Washington in it. It's called A Soldier Story. You guys ever seen it? It's a really good movie.
It's a classic, man. That really is a classic. That's a great one, man, right there.
These kids these days should watch that story. Yep, Different Strokes.
The other one that
That's
had,
right, Money.
That had the one actor that died. Remember the one with Denzel played in it too? But it was, what was it? With Harold Rollins in it.
Oh yeah, you talking about where he was investigating? He was investigating wrongdoings, and Howard Rollins was in there. He was the investigator.
Right.
That's the same movie. We're talking about A Soldier Story. That's it.
Think about Glory. Think about Glory.
Glory had Matthew Broderick in there, and Denzel, and Morgan Freeman as well.
And Blair Underwood. Yeah, that's right, Greg. It sure was.
Yes, sir. And Money's even saying Courage Under Fire and Different Strokes. Yep, that was a good show and movie as well.
The Courage Under Fire was good too, yeah.
Yeah, that had Lou Diamond Phillips in there. Yep, I remember Up in Smoke. Great movie as well. Hey, and y'all can't forget, I know y'all don't watch some Cheech and Chong too. Don't even play yourselves.
Oh, man, that was hilarious. Man, my mom used to cover my eyes all the time, man, trying to get some girl come over there.
Yeah. Yeah, Cheech and Chong. Yep, Alberto said, I remember Up in Smoke. Yep, great movie as a kid. Yes, sir. Memory lane here on the channel today, y'all.
The Smoke was a classic, man. That was funny.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, them times is good, dog. Get you some Kool-Aid and watch the Flintstones, too. Hey, what's funny about Knight Rider, I swear to you, I had a Ford Focus that did exactly what that car did.
You said a Ford Focus. The man said a Ford Focus.
I ain't lying to you, man. I had a 2014 Ford Focus. That was the car before I bought my wife our Audi. And that car could park itself. It talked to me. Man, it did it. I was like, man, this is Kit right here. Alright, guys. Yes, indeed, Greenland Auto Brokers. That's it.
But see, the kids, they don't know nothing about Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby. Let's do it again, Up Down Saturday night.
Nope. Or them old movies with John Candy and Richard Pryor, Bustin' Loose and all them. Man, those some great movies too.
And Richard Pryor was funny, man. Bustin' Loose was funny. That's that one meme you said that was Greg, remember? Yeah. I'm bad.
That's right. Hey, and how could we ever forget the classic Blues Brothers original, baby? Aretha Franklin was in there. You know what I'm saying? You had Jim Belushi up, Jim Belushi was up there, his deceased brother, Dan Aykroyd. Man, it was the joint.
Yeah, that was funny too.
And they had James Brown in there. Hey, remember they was flipping up and down that church?
And he was tripping.
Alright, fellas, so I just got the METAR updated. Greg, you're actually right. And it looks like it's going to be a southern landing. It's more the way it looks like. Winds are 150 at 6 knots. Altimeter is 29 or 83. And temperature looks good. Shouldn't be having any haze. It's 22 degrees Celsius with a dew point of 12.
Right it is.
Yeah, as we get closer, I'll probably reconfigure for arrival on 12 right on the Torque 3. Let's see, guys. We still got about 484 miles. Once I get about 200 miles from Minneapolis, St. Paul, I'll go ahead and make the changes and renew the METAR to see what we're looking at.
Roger that.
Yeah, Berto, you're right. Hip hop was good back in the day as well, man.
But you gotta keep it real. I'm gonna tell you, Alberta just brought up something. He said hip hop was good back in the day. Man, let's be honest. I think one of the best soundtracks, Dre, was New Jack City, man.
Yes, sir. You can say that again, dog. That Ice-T on there and the other artists that played on that New Jack City. When Wesley Snipes, man, he played a good bad guy in that movie.
That was the truth, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I still listen to that soundtrack today with Keith Sweat, Christopher, all of them was good.
That's right, because old boy Christopher, what's his name? He was in the movie as well. He's the one I think got his hand stabbed when old boy was in the meeting in the boardroom. He stabbed him in his hand.
Yeah, Christopher where?
With his light-skinned self.
I liked him anyway, pretty motherfucker.
Am I my brother's keeper? My neighbors have a cool mosaic USA flag above the garage. That's what's up. Yeah, I'll be sure. Yep, I'll be sure. 104 money up. Hey, and don't forget about Juice, baby, with Tupac up in that bad boy. Juice is another classic.
Yeah, Juice was cool too, definitely.
But that was kind of like in the 90s. Those movies started transitioning to movies like Juice. The African American cinema started going to things like Juice, you know, Colored Purples, like late 80s, early 90s, as well as, you know, that movie with Lawrence Fishburne and all that, Boys in the Hood. The movie started kind of getting that vibe from John Singleton as well.
I'll tell you one of the
Menace to Society, yep. Yep, with Kane, that's right.
Man, believe it or not, man, I love Purple Rain still to this day.
Prince, all the way, man. Purple Rain is the joint. If it's on cable TV, you gotta watch it. Yes, sir.
That's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, Purple Rain is the classic forever, baby. Aviation Geek, we had 4 EPS 767 300s divert to Nashville, Tennessee today. Hey, that's what's up, Aviation Geek.
Was cool.
Did you, yeah, because that was the other rival gang with, what was his name? Morris Day. Man, them were the days back then. Those were the days back then. Okay, cool, Aviation Geek. You ain't lying. Go purify yourselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka, my G's. Alright, guys, so we're...
back in the day.
I knew you was going to say something about that. Look, Berto's over there singing Purple Rain, Purple Rain.
Oh, man, I can see that, too. Get it, Berto.
Man, them was the days back then, boys. Them was the days back then. It's hard to believe the greats like Michael Jackson and Prince are gone, man.
It's almost surreal, man.
It is, man. Those boys are gone too soon, for real.
Man, it seems like they outsmarted those record companies. All of a sudden, they pop up dead from the same kind of same.
Yeah, when doves cry.
Drug overdose. Now, celebrate.
Money Silly talking about we all know we cry when they played When Doves Cry. And don't forget about Diamonds and Pearls. Can't forget about them Diamonds and Pearls either. Would you rather have a boy or a girl?
Come on, you know one of Prince's favorites was Damn You.
Yes, sir. Yep, let's go crazy. That's right.
Everybody, come on, let's keep it 100. You know your mama, they want you listening to it, but Nikki.
Hey, I remember when that song was out, Mary Jane. Is that the Mary Jane? My dad came to me, he's like, boy, you better stop singing that song.
See, that's why y'all need to get headphones for your jam box so they don't know what's playing.
You ain't lying. Hey, and I know both of you, have definitely recorded the Quiet Storm. Get about 8 p.m. at night, you get your tape ready to record, and that Quiet Storm, come on, you record all them songs.
Exactly. Everybody got a Quiet Storm mixtape.
You ain't lying. That's back when you get the cassette tape, and if you didn't have one to record, you could put some tissue in the ends and it would still record.
You're right. I remember my mama, she gonna try to choke the hell out of me because I was saying
Aviation Geek says whether or not. Yep. Well, either whether or not enough spots because of Kentucky's Derby is why they diverted to Nashville. Okay. But then again, Bobby Brown was the damn business with my prerogative and every little step. Yeah, hey, Money's got a point too. Before Bobby was a crackhead, man, you know, my prerogative and every little step I take, that was the joint too.
Hey, listen, that Bobby Brown, that solo album was the truth. It's still banging today.
Yes, sir. Hey, and don't forget, let's chill, let's settle down.
Everybody wanted to be Guy.
Yep, Guy, you right. Yes, you guys is bringing up so many stuff from the past, man. I remember the Wake Up Show, the Sway and Tech on Friday night when Flavors used to record it. Hey, and for all of those fellow Latinos, man, one show that was on too, Sábado Gigante with Don Francisco.
They all sound like they all drunk.
Right. Rock City's in the house. H-Town rocking the boots. Yes, sir, Money.
Right.
Yep, look, Money bringing up H-Town. Somebody's riding, knocking the boots.
And that was the classic. Big up, Brian, what's going down? What's up, Aviation Geek?
Yes, sir. Hey, what about Shy? Do da da do da do.
They couldn't beat Jodeci though.
Nobody beats Jodeci and Forever My Lady.
Well, they kept that thing rolling.
Forever My Lady. Ooh yeah.
Son might have been born in one of them songs.
That's
It's light chop just to the southeast of Thomas County. At 350.
okay. Copy that, Delta 711. Appreciate the pine rep.
You bet. Sorry, what'd you say, Greg? I missed that. I said I'm encountering light chop just to the southeast of Thomas County, KTIF. Roger.
Oh man, you guys are doing good. Yeah, Aviation Geek, one leg this evening, but right after this stream, we're going to be jumping in and I'll be streaming with Money and DCS. Oh yeah, Money. Yep. Too short. Hey, Money. What about the Ghetto Boys? Yep. Money talking about Too Short and Freaky Tales. I'm also telling about them Ghetto Boys. Heck yeah, it was 7. Yep. Yep, my mind's playing tricks on me. That's it, Money. Dun, 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 dun. Late at night, I feel like I'm being trailed by the same sucker's headlights.
I like Scarface better though, man.
Hey, Scarface was cold, and Master P when he first came out. Yes. And old boy Luke, he was just straight up nasty.
Man, Uncle Luke had everybody. Boy, he make your grandmama go to church and pray for you.
Great gangster rap was the worst thing that happened. For real. And guys, I know you guys remember this too. DJ Magic Mike. Feel the bass.
Oh yeah, he was good.
Yep.
Okay, well, y'all gonna go there and how about Sarah Mix-a-Lot?
Hey, I had a 1986. It was an ugly green Toyota Corolla. It only had one mirror on the left side. It didn't even have a mirror on the right side. And man, I used to have to tie my trunk with some yarn because the bass was so strong it would make it vibrate so much. So I had to lift the truck up a little bit so I wouldn't do it. My dad used to cuss me out. Boy, I can hear you coming down the block with that. Yep, Scarface had a lot of F words. He sure did.
They didn't hit no music. They just heard the car rattling.
You got it. All right, y'all. We're making good headway here. I think you guys took a little bit of different route than I took.
Yeah, I noticed you're like right beside me.
You man, Greg, you took the words right out of my mouth because I was just looking at you on the TCAS. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be slight different, but you guys are still coming in on the Torque 3, right?
Roger.
Yeah, roger that.
Are you doing the Swan transition?
Yes, sir. Swan transition. That's it.
Speaking of that, fellas, I'm actually 252 miles from top of drop. What's your current status? 220.
Check it now. Still not getting on top of drop here on mine. But it'll be coming up soon because I got Minneapolis at 379 miles, so it'll show up soon to calculate the top of drop. Yeah, because normally it'd come here, it'd be here in the progress page. We're on 1 of 2. There's nothing here T/D at all. And then we come here.
Oh, Greg, wasn't that freaking DVD drop? Doesn't it drop sometime this week or this month? It's already out. I hadn't had a chance to look at it.
And yeah, fellas, I'm about to start getting my ticket together for Flight Sim Expo, baby.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, as a matter of fact, when we get, hey, Greg, when we get a chance to get offline, man, let's talk about that hotel that I went to ask you that's near the venue. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, we gotta, I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Me and Leo trying to get at the same time, get a room. So let's go ahead and plan, offline. We'll plan all the meetups. He'll have us a nice a meal. And, just kick it, man, and enjoy the Flight Sim Expo together.
Sure. I know one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. I'm getting me some of that Texas barbecue and the brisket with the fur in. No problem. I got you hooked up.
Ooh, I can't wait, boy. And I gotta stop by Whataburger too, which they call Waterburger.
We can take care of that. I think there's one right by the airport.
Yes, sir. Hopefully I'm gonna try to have Blue Games meet us up too as well. He lives right in Houston.
XP will be there too in HD.
Woo, boy, we gonna have us a good old time, boy.
They will leave Monday morning.
I'm looking forward to this, fella. Some good fellowship, man. Brotherhood, baby, in person.
And I'm gonna get a chance to go down there and get at Austin. Say, man, you need to get this shit together, man.
Yep. Berto says he digs plenty of challenge, but this one rocks. Hey, appreciate that, man. Yes, sir. Let's see. Let me catch up here. The DVD had an F-word counter. Okay, everybody's checking in. Haven't got any chop yet here at 360, but we can definitely, or 330.
Right back, right to the galley.
Okay, yeah, roger that. see if we can see on our map if there's a top and drop indicator if we scale it out. There it is right there. So it's calculating, it's just not reporting, so we'll say at about 180 miles or so we'll have our top and drop. And green, it's not showing up on my FMC for top and drop, but I scaled the HSI out and it got top and drop, looks like at about 180, 190 miles from now, so it is calculating.
Roger that. Rock City, man, what's going on, man? What's going on? What's good? Where you at? Load up.
Let's come down here for now. I think I'm gonna step out too of the galley for a second. Okay, so here's Greg, here's green, and there's another aircraft behind us that's reporting. All right, we'll leave that there, guys. For your viewing pleasure, I'm going to step out really quick, take a little bit of a break. Before it's time.
Chicago Center's on, man.
Yeah, roger that. But I don't think we're going to be even going into that airspace. I think we're just going to go into Minneapolis airspace.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at the map. Yeah, you're right. We're going to bypass that. You're right.
But you never know. You know, monkey see, monkey do. Watch Minneapolis Center come out talking about log on in.
I be like, I can't hear you.
Right? Like, come again, come again. Alright, Green, I'm going to step out, hit the restroom really quick. Like I said, I got about, 160 miles or so till top and drop. We go hit some water, hit the latrine really quick, and I'll be back on comms shortly.
Roger that.
Alright, everybody. Appreciate you guys riding a bunk. Heading back to the airport for a little bit. Okay, roger that. Yep, looking forward to that. Aviation Geek to see those go-arounds. And guys, I'm going to be right back. Let me hit the latrine really quick, get a sip of water, and get ready for this arrival into Minneapolis, St. Paul. And don't forget, right after the stream, at the minimum, I'll be flying with 104th Money in DCS. Right after this, it'll be a doubleheader today. Big up to my fellow veteran, retired firefighter 365. What's good with you? Welcome to the stream. Guys, I'll be right back here shortly. And as always, thanks for riding on with your boy.
Yo, big up retired firefighter. How you doing, my man?
Alright, y'all. Your boy is back. And let's go up to the front now. And see what exactly we got the crack-a-lacking here. In a little bit of chop. And, okay, see that? Told you guys. Now the top of descent. Oh, man, the police. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. They just had to get us in there. All right, we got ATC, guys. 33-4.
Right? That's what they are. They ain't gonna police.
I knew it was too good to be true. You know they know the A1 violators coming. They gonna log on. They haven't made me contact them yet, though.
I ain't called the police. I wait for them to call me.
Right, same here. I ain't going out looking for no tickets, so I'm not checking in yet either. Okay, we're just gonna square up our heading. Alright guys, it is going to be time to take care of business. Let's see if they've got the ATIS up for us. Let us see. Still no ATIS. Okay guys, so we're gonna still plan for Green. You'll never believe on my break, my G, I drunk your favorite drink. Shout out apple cider vinegar. So we're looking at 12 right. 10,000 feet runway.
Try to speed up a little bit on victory.
Okay, let me see if I can make this big girl speed up a little bit. Probably could get about another, I could probably push it up to Mach 8.1. Or 0.81 rather. What you got to do in order for this to work. Let's see. Okay, Delta 711, I'm trying to push it up to Mach 0.82 right now. And going over to Minneapolis Center, boys. Okay, guys, let's get this music off.
Delta 711, radar contact 3-4 miles southwest of Sioux Falls, maintain throttle 350. 350, Delta 711.
Good evening, Minneapolis Center, Delta 318, checking in, flight level 330.
Delta 318, Minneapolis Center, after squawk 6307.
6307 in the box, Delta 318. Okay,
Breaking 1283, radar contact, climb and maintain 17,000, say altitude leaving. 2,500, climb at 17,000, runway heading 1283. 1877, radar contact 68 miles southwest of Sioux Falls, maintain level 3900.
Okay, we should be getting radar contact here.
Delta 318, radar contact 25 miles southwest of Sioux Falls, maintain level 330, and maintain your best forward speed, please.
Best forward speed, maintain flight level 330, Delta 318. Alright, let's see what else we can get out of here. Ooh, that's going to be pushing the limits right there. 0.83. Let's check our fuel burn. Top of descent, 81 nautical miles. Okay, we're still planning to have 17,000 pounds, so we got to watch it on the heavy landing. That's still a lot of fuel extra that we have.
1283, turn right, direct doctor, climb and maintain for level 310. Direct doctor and 310 for 1283.
Aviation Geek says he found something wrong at Nashville today. What'd you find wrong, Aviation Geek?
Southwest 3721 checking in.
Southwest 3721, Minneapolis Center, ident, and descend via the Blue M4 arrival, runway 12 right, transition Minneapolis, altimeter 2983.
So 12 right, guys.
Blue M4 2931.
So once we get direct to Swan, we'll make our change.
Southwest 3721, radar contact 60 miles south of Minneapolis. Thank you.
We should be turning to a heading of 061, about 046, which is pretty much correct. Cause
Shock F, Minneapolis, ATIS Alpha, now current altimeter 2983.
so it's Alpha.
American 1283, radar contact lost.
2983. Once we get direct to Swan, we'll go ahead and switch our logic up. We'll have a nice little bit of time. Our top of descent isn't until 63 miles, so as soon as we finish this turn up to roughly the heading that we just put in, we'll get the 12 right set up in there. While that's happening, guys, let's go ahead and get rid of this and make our change to 12 right. ILS or localizer 12 right. Okay, ILS localizer 12 right, 110.3. Okay, 110.3. Approach course is 121. Shadow Dark. I don't know who's your hija. He's like, hola, mija. You mean, you should, Shadow, you should have said, hola, papa. Or hola, padre. Okay, 121. 110.3, 121. Decision height is gonna be, well, let's get the logic fixed up first here. Let's make sure we are direct.
Jamrock 60, heavy
Heading
Minneapolis Center,
mode.
radar contact, squawk 6310.
Let's make sure we're not turning.
Also trying to call.
Here we go. Let's go departure arrival. And
I also trying to call Minneapolis Center, second.
12 right. Let's see, let's make sure Torgy 3 is still active. 12 right. And let's look at the transition point. 12 right. Boom, 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 from Konya on track to Spooky to cross Krug.
21 advise Aviation Alpha, expected visual approach from my 12 right.
Information Alpha, and we will expect visual for 12 right.
Okay, so now we still got to go back in here, and for whatever reason, you always have to Torgy 3, Swan, ILS 12 right, Krug, execute that, legs. So we can take this Swan and put it up here. Swan, execute that, and we got that in 22 miles. Back onto the LNAV, and there we go. We should have 12 right now programmed in there. Let's double check the situation here. Okay, we got Swan.
318, descend via the Torgy 3 arrival, runway 12 right transition, Minneapolis 20983.
2983, descend via the Torgy 3 arrival, 12 right transition, Delta 318.
711, descend via the Torgy 3 arrival, runway 12 right transition, Minneapolis 20983. 2983, descend via the Torgy 3 arrival for 12 right. Delta 711.
Okay, we're going to bring this down to 7,000. Alright, let's get back down here now that we changed our joint up. Okay, Swan, Eric's, Torgy, Offsen, Hamburg, Konya, then we should be going Spooky, I think. Konya, Spooky, Krug, yep. Konya, Spooky, Krug, there you go. And then from there, after Krug, we should be going effects, boom, 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 that's it. And it looks like we are getting ready to start our descent. Speed is bleeding back, of course. Okay, let's look and see how long we have to go. Look at that, 20. So hopefully we don't have a hard landing because of the fuel. We got 20,000 pounds of fuel still in this bird. And I only put, haha. That's the joke, haha. Shadow silly. Okay, we've started our descent now, guys. Okay, we got some speed brakes out. Rock City says, Autobrokers, let me know the hotel. Plan on getting everything ordered this week, hopefully. Yeah, me too, guys. That's what's up. Check out Discord, general chat. Okay, roger that. Let me get this bad boy down, and we'll definitely check it out, man. All right. We're back down to a reasonable speed. Okay, let's also double check the constraints.
501, you're living my airspace to the south. Kansas City Center is closed. Radar services terminated.
240 above.
122.8, stuck on 501, 390.
Okay, 240 above, 280. Torgy, 280. Because he did say descend via. So.
1877, descend via the Torgy 3 arrival. Runway 12 right transition.
Okay, 280, 13, looks good. Offset above 11, Hamburg, 280.
The Torgy 3, 12 right transition. We do have information Alpha 2983.
Spooky is 230, 7,000. And then 7,000 at 210. There we go. And then from there we go. Runway is 10,000 feet. Let's see. Winds are pretty calm, so we can still do a full flaps landing. Not a big difference between 25 and 139. It's only 2 knots, so we can actually do a 25. Flaps 25 landing. ILS 103, final approach course is 121, 110.3, and 121. We can come to the bottom here. 110.3, 121, so we're good there. The only thing we need to do now is get the minimums, and the minimums are 1042. Right. There's the minimums, 1040. That's in. And guys, we're on the way down. Okay, runway's about 10,000 feet, so of course we're going to go about auto brakes 3 with our weight. We got that fuel. I'm almost debating on whether we should go auto brakes 4. I think 3 should be fine though. Altimeter is 2983. About to do some F-Team ops in Syria DCS. That's what's up, Coffee. Change of topic, Alberto says. He says, this Saturday my dad and me are going to meet up to visit my mom's grave, then go out to eat and hang out. Hey man, I hope that's a nice visit, Alberto, and may she continue to sleep in peace, man. Yeah, I hope you have a good time with your dad, Alberto. Thanks for sharing that, my G. And Aviation Geek, yeah, that's what he's saying. Check his channel out for what's wrong in Nashville. We'll definitely do that. And this flight is pretty cool for me to do, you guys, because my mother-in-law was here, my suegra. She was here just recently, and she flew for American, but this is the exact route that she flew pretty much. Phoenix to Minneapolis. Time of day was a little different. She left in the morning out of Phoenix. Where's this traffic?
Delta 318 advising you made as Alpha, expect visual approach runway 12 right.
Delta 318 has information Alpha on board, expecting visual 12 right. So he's giving us the visual.
Signs of 416 Heavy, Minneapolis, and Rudder.
Two 983. It's asking for drag, but we'll see if we need it or not.
Flow 3721, just going to maintain 4,000.
Done 437.
Absolutely, Berto, absolutely, my G. Got you. Says his other brother is not going to visit him, but one of his brothers will. Totally understandable. Sometimes family's hard. Okay, we're back armed, and 2983's coming in.
Minneapolis Center, this is American 1877 Heavy vacating flight level 390, descending on the 23. American 1877, Roger. Southwest 3721, turn right, heading 030.
030, 3721.
He's probably going to give us vectors before anything, so. Speed is looking good. Let me just make sure this thing is in the arm position, because sometimes I forget. You got to come forward of it, though, to look down. Okay, yep, it's armed. This is the arm position. See, down, we're in the arm position. So if I hit it one time, it's down. But if you hit it once, it's in the arm position. So
Plus 3720 on the airport will be 2 o'clock and 15 miles. Report the airport in sight.
Over report, field in sight, 3721.
Hold 711, advise the Aviatus Alpha, expect the visual approach runway 12 right. Information Alpha, 12
Lizard
right.
Man 2, can't wait to see your landing. I'm Southwest 3721. That's what's up, Southwest 3721. Appreciate you. How'd you find the stream? That's amazing. That's amazing that you found the stream.
Alpha 3721, turn right, heading 090, intercept runway 12 right, localizer.
So guys, Southwest 3721 just found the stream. He's Lizard Man 2. That's awesome. Good luck on your landing, Lizard Man. I got a sneaking suspicion this guy knows Aviation Geek with the whole cockpit lizard man. Nah, but yeah, welcome aboard, Lizard Man. Thanks for joining the stream, and I hope you have a great landing, my G. Okay, guys, we're 14,800. Let's go ahead and get those flight controls. Oh, look, we got Minneapolis Center. Man, we brought the funk. 1267.
252 Minneapolis Center, Roger. Alpha 3721, the airport's 1 o'clock and 14 miles.
Okay, 1267.
Big trim we got on site.
Alpha 3721, clear visual approach, runway 12 right.
After the visual 12 right.
So as we come in on 12 right, we're going to exit stage left. Exit stage left. And again, our gate G18 is basically right here. Let's get this joint right over here. Copy says, I've been looking but haven't been able to find anything definitive. Does the Apache have a sort of autopilot besides Georgia? Negative. Apache does not have autopilot at all. So you yourself are going to have to learn how to manage that beast.
Contact tower at Kins, 126.7. Good night.
Okay, 1267, thank you very much.
So Krug is the last one on there. Honestly, that makes things a lot easier for me. Yeah, roger that. One thing you will definitely want to make sure that you have mapped to one of your buttons is the stick to trimmer. I don't know if they call it stick to trimmer, but essentially where you have your trim set, you tap the button and it'll get your trims right there, hold them right there, and then you let off the controls and you're good to go. Okay guys, as it stands now with 6 knots, we're going to add 6 to our VREF of 141 and we'll be landing at 147.
Minneapolis Center, American 1818 is with you sending via the Center 1 into Omaha. American 1818, Minneapolis Center, squawk 6371.
Okay, we're at 10,900.
American 1818, radar contact 3 5 miles south of Omaha. And you can descend via the Tim 1
landing lights
arrival.
on.
Expect visual approach runway 36.
Look at that, 19,700 pounds of fuel. So we got to. So hopefully we get a nice touchdown, but that's a lot of weight in fuel.
Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Let's go out of the first officer's side. Let's orientate ourselves. So the field is kind of, if we're traveling here, it's right at about between our 1, 2 o'clock. Still too far to see anything, make anything out. And we're on an easterling heading, so we should basically be traveling from left to right throughout the state, since we're traveling east. And Sioux Falls, I believe. Sioux Falls.
318, turn left heading 050, correction 040, vectors final approach course, descend and maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000, left 040, Delta 318.
Delta 318, make the heading 050, flighting 050.
050, Delta 318. Okay, first stage of flaps can come in at 245 and then 225.
Minneapolis, American 1283 is back with the, can we use the same clearance? If we could just give me the squawk again, that would be great.
American 1283, squawk 3653, and yeah, we can keep the same clearance.
Alright, here we go, guys.
We're ready for pushback.
Lights controls coming on.
Tower 126.7, it's open for you.
Look at that, thanks.
Delta 711, reduce speed to 210, then descend and maintain 5,000.
Okay, so he's got us going to 4,000. So he's getting us
Delta 711, reduce speed to
set up for
210, then
Zesty.
descend and maintain 5,000.
Getting us set up for Zesty.
210, down to 5,000, Delta 711. American 1818, advising of the weather at Omaha. Again, expect a visual approach runway 36.
First stage flaps coming in.
We have the weather at Omaha, and I'm expecting runway 36.
And look at all those lakes. Landed 10,000 lakes, y'all. Okay, auto brake is set for 3. And all landing lights are on. Once we come out of the spoilers being extended, we will go ahead and get them back in to the arm the auto spoiler. We got plenty of time to slow down for Zesty too, by the way.
Delta 711, flight present heading, vectors final approach course. Keep the same heading for the final approach course, Delta 711.
Once we get into the 4,000s, I'll go
Delta
ahead.
318, turn 10 degrees right.
10 degrees right, Delta 318. Yeah, and he's trying to line us up directly with Zesty. Okay, next stage of flaps, guys, could come in at 225. We're currently 236 indicated speed is bleeding. Now you can see that speed is bleeding. It's getting ready to happen quick. Here's the field right there. Next stage of flaps. Speed's reducing 180. He's getting ready to have us do our right turn. Let's see, flaps
Delta 318, turn right, heading 090, descend to maintain 3000.
090 down to 3000, Delta 318.
Delta 318, when you roll out the airport, it'll be 1 o'clock and 12 miles, report the airport in sight.
Delta 318 has the field in sight.
Delta 318, clear visual approach runway 12 right, maintain 170 knots or greater until a 5 mile final.
Remain 170 knots until a 5 mile final, Delta 318.
The 711, turn right, heading 090, descend to maintain 3000. 090, down to 3000, Delta 711. American 1877, advise the Aviatus Bravo, expect the visual approach, runway 12 right.
Speed check,
We
next
have
stage of
Bravo,
flaps.
we're expecting 12 right. American 1877 heavy. Delta 711, traffic 1 o'clock, 6 miles at 3,700 descending is a company 757. We have the traffic, Delta 711. 711, follow the 757, clear visual approach, runway 12 right, maintain 170 knots until Kins. 170 till
Okay,
Kins.
here's Minneapolis,
no copy traffic,
downtown.
Delta 711.
I used to live here. I'm trying to look for the Viking Stadium. There's the Viking Stadium right there.
Contact Minneapolis Tower on 126.7.
Minneapolis Tower, 126.7. We'll see you, Delta 318.
Yep.
Minneapolis Tower, Delta 318 on the visual, or 12 right.
Delta 318, Minneapolis Tower, good evening, wind 150 at 6, runway 12 right, clear to land.
12 right, clear to land, Delta 318. Gears coming down.
Minneapolis Tower, good evening, Delta 1055, clears to Chicago O'Hare with information.
Localizers captured.
And Delta 1055, Minneapolis Tower, good evening, thanks for Bravo. You are clear to the Chicago O'Hare International Airport, Rochester, 1 departure, Rochester, then it's filed. Columbia to Civics at maintain
25 is selected.
Departure frequency 133.4.
Gear is down.
Squawk 6767.
Auto brake is in. Let's get stable here and we'll take the aircraft. Here we go, guys.
That's cleared Chicago, Rochester 1, Rochester, it was 7,000, expect 310 and 10, 133.4 and 67,
My aircraft.
67, if that's correct for squawk. That's affirmative, Delta 1059, you, or correction, readback correct, you can expect runway 17 for departure, pushback, or correction, call for pushback, and you already have the ACE. Alright, we'll call you for pushback, thanks, we'll plan on 17, thanks.
Flaps are set. 25. 25 indicating. Good on that glide slope. Landing.
1,000.
Check.
Minneapolis Tower, Delta 711 inbound, 12 right. 711 Minneapolis Tower, good evening, wind 150 at 6, following a heavy, or correction.
Hey, we got
Boeing
2 white, 2 red.
7 on a 2.5
Approach is
mile
stable.
final. Runway 12 right, clear to land. Clear to land, 12 right, Delta 711.
$500.
Cross check.
Yeah, Delta 711, final approach speed, please, if you're not already there.
We are at our final approach speed, Delta 7.
Minneapolis Tower, American 1283, ready to taxi, 12 right.
And 1283, runway 12 right,
Cross check.
taxi Delta Alpha, cross runway 4 on Alpha.
Delta Alpha, cross runway 4 and Alpha, 1283.
20. 10.
Alright guys, reversers are out.
Delta 318, welcome to Minneapolis, left turn enable, safe parking, traffic on a 2.5 mile final.
Left turn when able. Parking will be gate G18 for Delta 318.
Delta 318, Bravo to parking.
Okay, Bravo to parking for Delta 318. Alright guys, flaps are coming up.
Traffic's on a short file now. To get off the runway, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Minneapolis. The local time is 5:26 p.m. and it's currently about 69 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bin.
And we almost are at our gate, guys. Welcome it
Thank you
in.
for flying with us.
Appreciate you guys with all the love. I'll check you guys out here in a minute. Let's see if our gate is available.
Delta 711, welcome to Minneapolis, left turn when able, safe parking. Left turn when able, first available gate. Straight ahead into the gate, have a good night. Straight ahead to the gate, thank you for the
Okay, we got 18. Okay, that was 19, so we're not gonna get that, so we're gonna have to get this next gate.
Delta 318, give way to the A320 company, left right.
Have company traffic, and in my sim, gate 18 is taken, so Delta 318 will be taking gate, the gate to the left of gate 18 there on the G concourse.
Roger.
And we're gonna take G17 because homeboy is in our gate. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get those lights off. So negative 135, great landing. I'll take it. That was an awesome flight with the fellas, man. I really enjoyed this one. Had a lot of nostalgia on this flight. Alright guys, parking brake is set. Let's get our transponder off. And APU generator is connected. Alright guys, and red beacon come off, all landing lights are off. APU is connected. We landed, that was a good landing for 18,600 pounds of fuel still, guys. So we'll turn the rest of the fuel pumps off here, and let's turn our hydraulics off. We no longer need those, man. Window heats can come off.
1283, wind 150 at 6 flat, runway heading, runway 12 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading, clear for
Trim
takeoff,
hair
12
off.
right,
Trim air,
1283.
circulation fans off. Ooh, we were working for that butter, but we didn't get it. I almost think I could have did another auto brake. Packs are off, APU is on, isolation valves open, all fuel pumps are off, excluding the one that we need to run the APU. We still have our nav lights on, and we're good to go there, man. Let's get out there and see if we can find a green light.
Said hi to you. Push on the Delta's approved
Okay,
face
that's
southwest.
off there, guys. So we are doing good, man. Let's go out and look how we actually parked.
Delta 75.
All right, great landing, it says. Great landing from Terminal 2. Lizardman says. Coffee says, nice landing. Retired firefighter, great landing, along with Alberto D, an aviation geek. Really appreciate you guys riding on board. It was an excellent flight. I really enjoyed all the commentary that we had on the flight. You guys, as always, are totally awesome. So big up to each and every one of you. You guys made this flight go super quick. And of course, I'm coming off, and we're going to get some jams going, and we're going to see if in green light how far he is. Yes, Greg, that was absolutely fun, man. 100% fun, my G. 100% fun. Let me look on the little map here and see where El Senor Green Light is at. Don't forget, after this, we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back into the D to the C to the S. So we're going to wait for green light to come in, then we'll run some replays. Well, we you know, had a good takeoff, and we did really good, man. Let me see something here. Maybe we did get gate 18. Oh no, we got gate 17. It was showing the next gate. I was tripping. I was tripping, man. Alright, while this is going on, while green is coming in, let's stop the pack X.
American 1283, turn right, heading 150, contact Minneapolis Center 133.4, yep. 150 over Minneapolis Center, have a good evening.
Appreciate you guys riding on board. Let's take a look at green light. And
Minneapolis Tower, this is American 1877 Heavy on a short final for 12 left. Excuse me, 12 right.
Right.
1877 Heavy, Minneapolis Tower, good evening, wind 150 at 6 from 12, clear to land.
Clear to land, 12
green
right.
light coming in. Green lights coming in. Come on, green, you can do it. Yeah, guys, so I used to work right over here, man. So there's the downtown. I used to work on this side of the field. Mall of America and IKEA. I believe you can see the IKEA building right here. It's a big blue building. Let's see. Okay, here's the Mall of America, guys, right here. Biggest mall in the United States. It's huge. There goes Nordstrom, Mall of America. There's the IKEA. This highway here is 494. Then this other highway over here, that's Highway 77. Oh man, give me goosebumps.
Minneapolis Tower, Delta 1055, taxi.
There's downtown Minneapolis. There's the state. There's the Viking Stadium right here. There's a light rail that comes, man. Rod, sup, Dre? It's Data. Hey, what's up, Data? Hey, we about to fly DCS next, my G.
This is Delta Whiskey and we'll hold short.
I want to introduce you to Money. If you can roll with us, man. We might be doing Helo Ops, but you might be able to get in F-16 on the server too. We'll see.
Delta, thanks.
Big up, Data, man. Thanks for checking in, my G. Guys, Data here, who just texted in, it's RRROD, is out of the southeast in the United States, and he flies DCS, and that's what's up, man. So everybody, welcome him to the channel. Big up. I flew with him once in DCS. He comes to me, or to be making our acquaintance by way of Blue Games. One of my homies as well, man. Absolutely gorgeous here. X-Plane 12 is rocking it, baby. I love it. Look at Green coming in with that big girl. Set her down, Green. There you go. Nice flare. Nice in center line. That's for the intro, bro. About to hit the sack another day. Roger that. Nice, Green. That was beautiful. That was pretty much center line touchdown, man. Great job. Green light. American Airlines 1877. Yeah, absolutely, brother. You know I'm always trying to fly with you, man.
1877 Heavy, welcome to Minneapolis, left turn 18, safe parking.
Left turn to
Yes,
parking,
Green. That was beautiful, Green. That was a beautiful landing, Green.
77 Heavy, negative, I said safe parking. If you'd like any gate, you can straight ahead into the gates.
Call apologize. Parking, and we're going to park at the E terminals if that's okay, sir.
1877 Heavy, roger. You can taxi to the E terminal via Alpha Delta.
Look at Green bringing it in.
American 1877 Heavy.
Yeah, absolutely, my G. We'll hook up soon, Data. And I can't talk to you guys because ATC's on, but green light, Greg Hill, thank you so much, boys, for flying with your boy. It's always appreciated. Bless you, brothers. And everyone else in chat, bless you guys, too. Thank you for the awesome chat that we had, the awesome commentary, retired firefighter, and everybody. I'm going to be giving you guys shots out. I'm about to disconnect so we can get our replay going, simply because I have to get ready for the next stream tonight, right after this, which will be DCS. So we'll log off of that, and those planes will disappear, and let's get right into the replay, man. So let's toggle that. Let me make for that little message to disappear, and maybe let's bring it back. Let's say right here, or maybe right here. Okay, we'll take it from here just to be safe. Make sure we're not getting any stutters. Okay, let me go here and see where we're at. We haven't made our right turn yet. So here's downtown Minneapolis. Over here is Lake Harriet. And I can't remember the other name of the lake. My wife would tell me. But this is Uptown. That's the Uptown Minneapolis area. This is Highway 94. My wife and I, our house that we still own is over there where my mother-in-law lives. She's actually an owner of the house as well. And this is the land of 10,000 lakes, y'all. Was working her way in. Twitching there. Kind of leave it right there. Alberto said, my aunt told me about the mall. She lives in Milwaukee. It's like a 4-hour drive. Yeah. Hey, too, Alberto, your mom, your aunt probably also told you about Wisdells, which is like a city that's a whole water park. It's called Wisconsin Dells. It's awesome. I still want to bring my youngest 2 kids. Have never been there, but the rest of my kids have. It's totally awesome. They get indoor and outdoor water parks, man, and it does get quite warm in the summer there. Nice and humid. So yeah, man, big up to everybody. Let's go ahead and do some shots out. That way we can minimize the replays. We're probably just going to get this replay in, do a wing replay, and then call it, baby. Big up, of course, to my lovely wife and kids. Love you guys so much. Big up to my G's, Greg Hill and Greenlight Auto Brokers, who flew with me. Andy Black was in the house. Big up to you, Andy. Coffee of Sorts was in the house with my boy Counter-Strike Player from Brazil. Of course, we also have my G Berto D was in the house as well, and also Benga checked in, guys. Big up to Benga as well for checking in. My man 104th Money, who I'll be operating with here really soon in DCS. Big up to you, my G. We also had scrolling. Okay, my man HD Simulations checked in with my G Spawn and Sabin. Go check HD Simulation out. He's a content creator. And let's watch us arrive here. And we'll keep the shout outs going. We had a pretty nice centerline landing ourselves. Right in the touchdown zone still. Bye, y'all. Pretty much doggone center line, y'all. I don't know if we could ask for better. Let's capture that again. That was dope. Of course, it's not reflecting the landing lights and all that, but we cool with that. Boom, right in the touchdown zone. Bye, y'all. Front nose right on that center line, baby. Working those rudders to keep it straight. Reversers out. Auto spoilers in full effect. Full effect, baby. And we had a nice little roll out there. Beautiful. All right. Let's get it to the wing replay, y'all. Beautiful arrival here in the Minneapolis area. And guys, while we were spawning, like I said, my boy Spawn and Salmon checked in. Of course, we already said the rest of the G's up in there. We also had Yardy Migo check in along with Lizard Man, who also ended up joining the stream as we arrived in there. So big up to Lizard Man for finding the stream. I'm impressed. We also had RR Rod, also known as Data. He's a DCS flyer. I did say my boy Aviation Geek, but there you go again, Aviation Geek. Berto D. Retired Firefighter was all the way up in the house. Shadow Dark checked in. Okay, let's not push our luck. Let's take it from about right here. And we are arriving in the Twin Cities. Now you see it clear, but every now and what Flight Factor does, once the engines spool up, you'll see this get blurry because that's the effects of the heat coming off the engines. So as we throttle them up, that's what you'll see. It might get a little blurry. All right, come on, X-Plane. Keep the replay going. So my boy Shadow Dark was in the house. We said Lizard Man, he checked in. We had Coffee of Sorts checked in. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. We got our boy Retired Firefighter, and all good. Alberto says he went to Green Bay once. It's like an amusement park there, about 15 minutes from, that's right, Lambeau Stadium, where the Packers play, no doubt. Guys, I appreciate you riding on board with me. Stay tuned for a DCS stream. Give it about at least, we'll say about 8 o'clock-ish. We should be getting that stream going. There's downtown Minneapolis. Actually, and there's Uptown. We're passing right over those lakes in Uptown, you guys. Actual beautiful scenery here as we arrive into Minneapolis. And again, I used to live there for many years. That's where my wife pretty much grew up. There's the Viking Stadium just now. Getting ready to be disappearing out of the screen. Anyway, guys, big up. Hope to see you guys in the DCS stream here in a little bit. Thanks for riding along. Thanks for all the commentary. And of course, we'll keep it going here on the channel. And I will catch you guys here soon. I'll be quiet. Enjoy the replay. See you soon.